since you're not streaming any game, like you're just doing the chat, it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm just talking here.
Yeah.
Looks like we're good to go. I just have like our own Discord open,
Yeah. I mean, it sucks we can't just do it in like with it like in one of the chats or whatever, but random people would join, so that wouldn't be good.
That's fine. I mean, we could just like both talk. So fucking let me look real quick at my stream, see if it's like working fine. Yeah, it looks like we're streaming. Looks like we're live. Yeah. Okay, great.
All right, cool.
Awesome, great. All right.
So we finally got to play offline.
Yeah,
That's the first thing.
that was a lot of fun, dude.
I definitely. I told you I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I play much better offline than you play me offline and I'm trash. I definitely feel like I've proved the point. I'm not bad, because a lot of people seem to think I am for some reason. I don't know why, but
I don't really get. For some reason, I don't really get that from people, but I guess I get that kind of vibe from people. Like people haven't really told me like, oh, you're only good online or something, or you're an online person only. Then again,
no, I didn't mean that about you, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Just the stigma of online in general.
Yeah, cause like I only really have to go out to the East Coast majors, so I guess not everybody can like see me play and everything, and like some people only know me from online, and they think, oh, like of course he would like get all these wins online or like do well online against people because like he plays an easy team and it's a online ass team, but like it definitely shows offline, like it's actually a lot better offline. It's like. Yeah, if you've seen like.
I don't think it's a bad offline team or anything. It's definitely still solid, but I do think like what people mean by an online team is like it doesn't have any tight like links or anything. Like Mag Doom like doesn't either, but for some reason people think that that's the most skillful thing in the world.
Yeah, like it's just like like people like don't get to see like the full potential of like certain people, because like they're marred by online. But it was great. It was great we get to play offline though. Like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I like the Hager OSs were on point.
Dude, like the Hager team was top notch, dude. Like I think like you would just do really well with just that team alone.
Yeah, like I would play it if Zero wasn't in the game, Morgan wasn't in the game, and stuff like that. But sadly, this game's too fair. I mean, too unfair to play like the fair stuff. But he's definitely fun. Like he lets you he makes you think about just the bare basics. You don't have anything really crazy. You just call your assists properly, and that's how you get your hits.
Yeah, like it was great that we got to like play without like that shit weighing us down. Like like how like in Dragon Ball Z, like you have Piccolo with his like weighted clothes and shit, and then
that's how I felt. I was like, damn, I can move, I can fight. Like
when he takes that shit out, like is this the fucking Rock Lee joint where like he fucking takes off his like weights and shit, and the weights come crashing down? Yeah.
I definitely felt like I could fucking like play. Like I wasn't even tired after I got off the bus ride either. Like me and Evie had the 8-hour bus ride. I thought, damn, I'm gonna be too tired to play. But as soon as I saw everyone, I was like, nah, fuck it, we're definitely going straight into it. It was fun.
Yeah, I had to get there on Friday at fucking like 5 or 6 p.m. that day because one of my guys was like running late because for some reason people in the DMV still don't know how to use the goddamn metro.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just like this guy was like, oh, like I thought like you didn't have to pay to exit. Of course you have to pay to exit. What the fuck? Who does that shit? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he thought was going on, but yeah.
And like I had all kinds of crazy shit, like all the like crazy shit that happens at a major, like that, like it always happens like before the major for me. Some people it always happens after or like during, but for me it's always like before where all the shitty stuff happens. Like I had to
the craziest thing I dealt with was the domestic violence shit that happened at the end, dude. Like right at the end, I was playing sack and like we were just playing. I was getting.
I mean like personally. I mean like personally though, like. And I was on the phone for a long time with some like credit card people, and we had to wait for my guy to get to the station because he was running late, and like I'm at the IHOP with my boy like who was already there, and we're having breakfast, and like this guy like butts into our conversation and tells us, "Excuse me, you're being too loud and uncouth. You're using uncouth language." And my guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm just like, can you just mind your own business, dude?" And he's like getting.
I wouldn't apologize. Fuck that.
And he's like getting like mad at me and like talking about something to me, but then I just completely ignore him and talk over him, because like I'm not about to have somebody fucking like tell me what to do.
Censor you. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck that shit. And then we had to drive to another person's house on the way over there, and it took us like 3 hours to get there.
To just say his place, was it 3 hours out of the way, or was it like on the way?
No, it was on the way. Thank God it was on the way. Yeah, I would not like drive out of my way to just like go
3 hours. Yeah, that's too much.
Some people like they had to drive like close to 12 hours just to get here.
That's gross.
And like, I don't think it's worth it for a Biggie event. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Biggie events are kind of bad, and I've told this to his face. So if anyone's like, "Oh, you're just saying that," and blah blah blah, but you still go. I skipped the last two because that Winter Brawl when Dragon Ball first came out, I waited 4.5 hours after losing Sonic to Sonic Fox 2-1 in Dragon Ball. So as far as like actually going there to compete, I'm not about it. Like it's fun to just hang out and see everybody, but if you're actually taking it serious as a tournament, like if you're actually trying to go and play and like do well and all that shit, it's not that. It's
all right,
not the tournament for
give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if you're echoing on the stream.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not echoing. That's good. All right, good. So yeah, like, so think about like the Biggie events is that like, don't get me wrong, like I appreciate having like events to go to. I mean, I get like 3-4 events a year, that I can go in driving distance towards. Not everybody can say that. Not everybody can say that about like their situation. Some people can't even go to a local. So like I'm grateful for what I got, but like 1 year I went to see Otaku, right? It was like an hour trip to Florida. Dude, like I definitely got spoiled. I really got spoiled after that.
That's because CEO and Jabili runs a tight ship. Like sorry, I had a phone call, but I'll call them back. I was just saying they run a tight ship down there. Like everything's on time. There's casual setups always. There's everything going on. Like everything is correct. Like, I've never had a huge issue. Like I know people had trouble with the streaming situation at CEO 1 year, but as far as the actual event, the event's always been great for me. So I've never had any problems.
Yeah, the only issue I would have like going to Florida is always around the times when like there's some like shit weather going on. But that's Florida in general,
Yeah, they can't really control that. They pre-book everything, so it's like
it's all the shit that you can complain about. There are stuff that you can't control, like racist people and the weather and shit. Like.
Yeah, I heard Daytona was worse than Orlando, which I could definitely see. But
yeah, like with Biggie is like I've heard like stories of like how people like have definitely had like a lot. They've had it a lot better back in the day, where like the whole weekend, like you go there right to register. What is it like 40, 50? Like. A whole weekend. Yeah. Now that's pre-registration.
It's like $70.
Yeah,
that's
like,
wild.
Like I was actually originally not gonna go to NEC because I didn't pre-reg, right? I always like pre-reg if I'm 90% sure I'm gonna go, right? And if I don't go off of the 10%, it's worth it to me to lose like 50 or like some dollars like that than like spend 90 at the door, because that's crazy. Plus 90 plus actually. That's too much.
I would rather like. I would not have last minute registered. Like the only reason why I went in is I registered the week before, so it was only like 70. Like it's just still bad, but
yeah,
it wasn't 90.
I wouldn't even have paid 70, dude. Like I only went there because my friend offered me the free room and everything, because he really wanted me to hang out with him and his boys, which was cool. Like I always want to hang out with them. Like if they were willing to give it for free in exchange for driving them around, I'm for that. I'm just fine with that.
I mean, like you might as well.
Yeah, also, like, it was, like, definitely worth it for me to come. I'm glad I did, because, like, I got to meet you. We got to play offline. I got to meet a whole bunch of people that I haven't played offline. And I got to, like, see people I haven't seen in a while. And Sack versus Julian actually happened. And I was there for that.
Dude, I wish I was there. I had to go Sunday morning. So I was supposed to happen Saturday, and I was, like, waiting for that shit to happen. But after Julian lost, ran off like a bitch. But we all know who that was.
No, see, like well, I mean, I guess Julian is half right about me, quote unquote, instigating it, because like I definitely like freaking like saw them two together. Well, not together, but like I knew they were together in the same room, like the same building, in the same day. And I definitely tracked him down. I like hunted like Julian down. I saw him watching Smash. I was like, I got you. I got your ass. You're cornered. There's nothing you can do about it now.
He's the one that was talking shit though. Like he said that Sack was terrible and he could beat him and all this other shit.
That's the thing. Like you know, he says I instigated it, right? But the thing is, like, dude, Julian, you wanted this. You like were asking for this for like 2 years. You know, this is definitely 2 years in the making.
Yeah, Austin told me that after I beat him in tournament, that he said he was gonna come through and fight people, and like all this other shit. Like he was talking about like trying to fight people and things like that. Yeah, I heard him say some extra crazy stuff like that. I already told you about. I'll tell the stream. Like he claims that Prophetess ruined his friendship with Bum because of that drama, because of him talking shit about that girl.
Okay, but it's like, first of all, like, you know, like he's still talking about this girl Prophetess, like after this.
At the tournament I heard him, like before the tournament started, he was saying how she's like a slut and all this other shit to his wife, like showing her like terrible Doom combos and say, oh look at that shit, it's OD, like this crazy shit. Just typical Julian shit. Like, and I'm like,
can you relax, dude? Like this girl, we get it, she's not very great, you know, like, but she's trying.
But it's not about being great. Like nobody should be like getting made fun of. Like it's more than just like making jokes too, because it's beyond like saying it once or twice, and if she asked him to stop, but he still goes on and on and on. Other people have had to talk to him about this, like, so it's not like it's not like he doesn't know. He definitely knows what he's doing.
Leave the lady alone. Damn, like what the fuck, dude? Like, you know, you think you're such hot shit? Like you have bigger fish to fry, right? You got Aries, like you said. You had Sack earlier, you know. It's like shit, like pick on that.
He's done it to everybody. Like I'm not gonna like get anybody in trouble, but Aries definitely wanted to pull up this weekend from what I saw.
Oh yeah, I definitely heard like he was about to fly in like the fucking like World Warriors.
Not even for the Marvel tournament, just to pull up on Julian apparently.
No, he was about to Street Fighter 2 that shit. Like literally get on a plane and go to fucking USA and fucking like get into a fight. I swear, like that shit was about to go down, dog.
Julian would have deserved it though, cause like I don't know how many people saw the video. Probably not many, but that video was ridiculous.
Which video was
talking this? So much. You don't remember the Julian video about Aries? Did you ever see that?
That was the one where he called him a pussy?
Yeah, he's in the video. Okay, so Julian's at his house and he goes, "Hey guys, it's Jay Assassin live from my house."
Oh I remember that. I remember that shit. Dude, do you think you can pull out that video again?
If you ask Austin, I'm pretty sure he still has it.
Oh, he hasn't responded yet. So yeah.
He's probably asleep or at work, but like he can link that video to everybody if we do a YouTube bot or whatever. But basically he's talking so much shit about Aries, and keep in mind the only thing Aries ever didn't do is not reply to him. He never said anything bad about Julian. He never made fun of Julian. The only thing he didn't do is not reply to Julian. Like he helped him out once, he gave him advice once, and then he didn't reply to him again because he realized how Julian is. Like everybody realizes how he is.
See,
but unfortunately, and that's the only thing that he's guilty. Like he didn't even do anything. He was the only he's the nicest one out of everybody. He didn't even make fun of him. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Like why he would attack him of all people. Like I guess Sack. I mean, like he brought it on himself, but Sack Tap did also he got tired of hearing him, so he said something about it. But Aries just ignored him. So I don't get why he would attack Aries over and over.
See, here's the thing though, like even though like he would shit talk everybody, he would like come to me about the shit talk, you know, like because we're like cordial to each other, right? You know, I'm just trying to get in this guy's good graces, you know, like so, you know, like
play people, I get it.
Yeah, like you know, I'm just trying to be nice to people, you know, like. Listen, like in this community especially, right? Not just like Marvel 3, but Marvel as a whole, right? You kind of take what you can get player-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you don't like really like the person, like you can at least try to be civil with them and play them in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like and that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to be like nice to him. I didn't say anything, you know, bad to him or anything like that. And then like eventually it still becomes my fault that I did something somehow. Like he literally said, He literally said I had like some magic, like mystic powers, that like blasted the AC specifically to him, and it would not affect StackTap at all. Like it was just to him, and he had to drop all his combos.
Well, you know what his last excuse was, right? When he didn't beat Ray or that last New York tournament, he said, if my stick wasn't messed up, I would have bodied Ray.
Yeah, like the typical shit.
That's just how he is, man. Like he's just gonna make an excuse no matter what.
It's like literally like a meme. It's literally like this is the kind of like person that you only describe. You never actually see this person, But
like, you know that typical Smash player meme. That's Julian. Basically, Julian is the Smash player of like Marvel 3. He just does the most outrageous, ridiculous shit. And then he was talking shit about how Escalante like smelled or some shit at the event. But I'm gonna be real with you. He definitely smelled like shit. Like Julian smelled like shit, dude. Like,
I was about to say. Speaking of Smash players, he said he smelled, right?
So Escalante was just like, he doesn't like Escalante. Escalante doesn't like him. Obvious reasons. We all know why. So Escalante goes up to Julian and is like, "Damn, Julian, you got a big head." And this is word for word. Julian says, "Fuck you, Escalator. I'm not in the mood for your shit." And I wish I was kidding about the Escalator shit. I really do. But no, he actually called him Escalator, dude. And like Evie was there for this. Romero was there for this. This actually happened. I didn't know what to say, dude. I was like, I'm fucking dying. But I never heard so much stupid shit in my life. And then like how he was gonna fight people and just outrageous, ridiculous shit. And then like after I beat him, apparently he went out and like Romero hurt him because Romero was out there saying how he was gonna fight a bunch of people, Escalante, me.
Zach, so like the reason like we're for people watching the stream right now, right? Actually, I haven't even turned on comments yet. I gotta look at it. But like for people like watching right now or people who are gonna watch this later, the reason that we bring this guy, or the reason that I want to bring this guy up, right? It's like, this passed already. Why are we talking about this guy? Well, he's definitely like said some even more wild shit back in the day. Remember?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell him? I can tell him about the story about the Philly tournament.
I
know about it.
You talking about that, or I'm about to talk about like him bringing a piece, or saying he wants to bring a piece?
No, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, he won Philly local.
Mm-hmm. You tell him the story.
I threatened him, I guess, or like said, "Dude, you gotta give me my fucking money. Like you lost." And then his wife and him threatened to bring a gun to the event.
Yeah. This was at the local host, mind you. It was like the Gopher Pro like play the tournaments.
I'm not gonna say which top player said this, but somebody also said, Julian really scares me. Like it's like I wish it was just a meme, but like I honestly I was telling people, you gotta be careful with this guy because you really don't know how much he like takes seriously. Like even Escalante, I told him, man, like I know it's all fun and games, but this dude could snap at any minute.
People have said that, and like I agree. That's why I didn't really like, make fun of him to his face or anything like that. That's why I want to be like I wanted to be in his good graces, because like it's like
not anymore, yo. If he ends up doing it, you're the first one.
You ever heard that like Dane Cook skit about like the school shooter who comes in, or like the office shooter that comes in with a double barrel shotgun, and then like he comes to the guy.
That's Julian.
Yeah,
that's Julian and Ricky. They're both about to pull up, yo.
Oh, we'll get to Ricky in a minute, but like, fucking like he comes into the office and he realizes it's the same guy who gave him like a Snickers bar that one day, and he was like, "Thanks for the candy," and he fucking walks away. Now I don't got no Snickers bar, so like.
Yeah, you don't got nothing, man. If he pulls up at that Gopher broke, don't tell you I didn't warn you. I'm not gonna be there, luckily, but good luck to you guys.
Watch me win like the first place, and then I get immediately
and then you get shot.
Like damn, dog, like.
Oh, damn, that would definitely be like some fucking shit. But
what would be worse, winning the tournament or going 0-2 in the tournament and then getting shot?
Probably winning the tournament, because then you have like you're thinking about the money you're gonna have. You're thinking about how you're gonna like eat somewhere good, and then Julian just pulls up
and be like, "Damn, now people are gonna pocket my money."
Yeah, definitely. That shit's gonna be gone. Julian's gonna pocket that dude. That dude in his mind, he won first place by shooting everybody.
I guess that's a wrap, like, what kind of tech do you got against that? No, seriously, what kind of tech do you have against, like, you're sitting there playing, like, but the thing about all that is, like, I kind of, like, like I'm not like I know that like when I walk out the door every day, some fucking bullshit could happen,
Yeah, but him in particular it's different. Like people who haven't met him or seen how he acts or the things he says in person, because people just know him by online and the things he says, but offline it's worse. Like he mutters to himself and to his wife and like says some really crazy things. Like when I've
definitely heard him like at Summer Jam, mumbling to himself when he was like losing to this guy, and he gets up, he's like, "Let's go," like. At Summer Jam this year, he said he was going to make top 8 or top 3 or something like that. He won one game off a bye, and he lost both his games. So in reality, he went 0-2.
Yep.
This was a Summer Jam where, like, actually, this happened in real time in front of me, right? At this point, I was playing with him, right? And I was trying to get the PC version to work, but like it was being a bitch to me that day. So I went all the way upstairs and came back with my PS4 setup. And I bought the PS4 setup, and we were playing, and his wife's watching us, and she's like, hold on, I'll be right back. She's getting a call, right? She goes out the building, right? Or not out the ballroom. She comes in, and she has this somber looking like look on her face. So I know something must have happened. I'm like, oh shit. She has that look, like the look that you
something
see.
Bad happened, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I can hear them talking to each other, and then Julian's like saying something about, is something wrong with your grandma? Like I can hear them, right? And I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, something must have happened,
Yeah, why would you be like looking like that if there wasn't?
Now, the next day at the tournament, right? Me and Ethan were playing. Me and Escalante, right? And we were playing our tournament match, and we can audibly overhear them talking about it, like. She's saying like that's my grandma, Julian. Like I don't want to be here. Like this and that. Like because I understand. So like like if your wife's grandma dies, like that's a big deal. Like you should probably like stop what you're doing and like go take care of that. Probably. Shit. But
a normal person would stop doing that. But
the last time me and Julian talked, I even addressed this shit. Right? I even addressed this shit. I even told him, I was like, so don't you think that you would probably want to go? And he's like, well, yeah. And then he goes right back to playing, talking about the video game. Like, we're having a conversation about your wife's dead grandma. And you go straight back into talking about a video game. Like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, that's just how he is, honestly. Like, people that haven't met him, they don't understand. Like, and like he's known Bum for like 15, 20 years for people that don't know. Like, he's from Marvel 2 era. Like, he's been around forever. It's just... He never got attention until Marvel 3 from the meme. Yeah, he's been around forever. He's just never been good at anything. So he never got any attention until the meme, like the Facebook post, like that Eric made.
Yeah,
and that's where it started.
I remember all the MODOK memes and whatnot. This was during like the Ricky era. Like I was like this is why I had to bring up Ricky because like he's like a part of this too. So basically like there's a whole saga like 2 years ago, right? It was pretty epic actually. Like Ricky is like Ricky plays Nemesis, a Sentinel Hagar, right?
Okay.
And he has to play. He's got to fight. Taskmaster doing like Sentinel, right? And like Ricky is not a person who's really good at like practicing his craft. Like and he's not good at like listening to other people about like what he needs to improve on. He practices the wrong way, and then he gets like bodied by the same thing millions of times, and he's wondering what he's doing wrong, and he's not really doing anything to like practice against it because he gets frustrated really easy, right? Like I see him do this in every game. It's not just the Marvel 3 thing. It's not because of the fact that he doesn't like Marvel 3. He might not like Marvel 3, but that's not his main problem. His main problem is himself, right? So.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting bodied by Julian, and then Julian, like, says something about his autism, and, like, Ricky...
Damn. Really?
Yeah. And then Ricky does have, like, legitimately high-functioning autism, and so he fucking, like, goes crazy and reads at that, why would you make fun of my autism, like, I hate when people do that, yada, yada. He gets really emotional really fast, right? This is around the same time I actually made friends with Ricky at the time, right? And so, I told him, like, hey, listen, man, like, I'll help you out, like, if you really, really are serious about money matching this dude, like, proving your worth, then, like, I'll help train you for your money match at NEC. This is the same tournament. NEC, I think it might have been Winter Brawl. No, it was NEC. Yeah, it was NEC, right? Like, I'll help train you for the turn, that money match, right? And then, like, no matter what happens, like, if win or lose, at least you'll have trained for it, and like, you'll put up and show up, right? And everybody was on his side too. Like, people were like telling him, like, hey, like, don't listen to him. Julian's a dig, and they made memes out of him. That was around the time they made memes out of him, right? The MODOK memes and shit. So I like every so often, like the month before, or 2 months before, like I would like go online, I would play the same team, I would play like Julian plays, and then I would play like how an actual good person plays, so I could show Ricky the difference, right? And I was teaching him, I was like trying to like tell him what he could do in this matchup. It's a tough matchup for sure, that's part of the reason why he's losing, right? But it's not unwinnable, especially against like Julian, right? So the day comes, and I'm actually super hyped for it. Like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this like money match. This is gonna be sick. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be fucking like, there's gonna be hype everywhere, and maybe he'll do well. Actually, guess what happens?
Yeah. What happened?
Ricky spent all that money, like $150 some or something like that, on the casino.
But didn't he know he had the money match like playing? Like, why didn't he like think ahead?
This Ricky. He doesn't think about these things, By the way, when we're talking about Ricky, like we're definitely not talking about Ricky Ortiz. We're talking about a person named Rick Waugh, He was a Marvel player from Delaware, And
the crazy part is everyone seems to like him, but like the story that I only met him through this last tournament, and he came into the room me and Evie and Remora were at. And he goes up to Escalante and Lewis, and he just goes, "Where's my money?" Like, really disrespectful and shit. And I found out this was over $20.
Yeah,
like, with a bunch of people and shit. Like, this show is super disrespectful. The way he came at them, and like they technically don't even owe him money, like because it's like it's just a weird situation. But at the same time, he doesn't actually they don't actually owe him anything. But they were just gonna give it to him to shut him up.
I think like even Remora took money out of his pocket to pay for them just to get him to shut up.
Remora said he would have paid if Escalante didn't pay and to stop worrying. And because Remora said that, he took it as Remora backing them up, so he wouldn't let him stay at his room the last day because Ricky said that Remora could crash at his room the last day before he went back to his flight because we were gone on Sunday. The room was gone. So because Remora said that he would pay for Escalante, which you would think, oh, okay, he's being a good guy, like he's gonna pay for him, so I shouldn't worry about it. Ricky did the exact opposite effect. He like super fucking stressed out and said that Remora was backing him up and all this other shit. That wasn't true.
Ricky is like a very overly dramatic person. Like every fucking like time I used to see him on his wall, and I say used to because I'll get to that later, right? Like I will see him post on his wall, like like the typical like make a big paragraph how everybody's like mean to him, using him. He's using his autism as an excuse. A lot of ellipses everywhere, like check double check. The typical like over dramatic standard like I hate everybody post. I'm gonna keep my circle small post. Like which basically code for I'm gonna put myself in a bubble and surround myself with people who don't disagree with me.
Yeah, but. He definitely seems like that type of person.
Like he gets mad. He gets mad at me because like I'm trying to like troll him a little bit and like call him on his phone like while he's streaming. I was gonna troll him and then I was gonna like talk to like him and like Decent and Boog too, right? And we're gonna have a little good chat. He messages me directly and he says, "If you keep spam calling me, I'm gonna delete you and I'm gonna kick you out the Discord." I'm like, Ricky, like you're being like way too like you're overreacting way too much. I get that like people are like kind of like fucked up to you sometimes. Maybe they're trying to use you, but like now you're losing sight of like people who are like actually your friends, right? Like I thought we were cool and everything, but like he's trying to act like this to me, and I try to call him out on it and tell him like, hey, like you're being kind of a shit right now, like, but then
he took it offensive.
He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna like drop it. Like he wants to like drop it because I told him like because like you don't want to hear shit from people. You don't want to hear when they're doing something wrong because obviously everybody else is doing wrong to you. And he makes a post like the week before NEC saying, "I'm gonna cut off all the negative people of my life," you know. And then like over NEC weekend, he doesn't dab me up. And then like I found out like yesterday morning that he unfriended me and kicked me off the Discord, right? So like, you know, I go onto his stream because I saw him streaming, and I'm playing dumb. I'm like, "So Ricky, like, well, where's the Discord at, Ricky? Like, I can't get in your Discord. There seems to be a bit of a problem here." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I kicked some people out. You know, I could send invites, but I'm not going to. You know, like trying to be a smart ass about it, right?" And it's just like, wow, like he's saying that like he hates the Marvel community now, and or like people in the Marvel community don't like him, and I guess he like finds me to be like a big part of the Marvel community, so he wants to cut off everything that reminds him of the Marvel community, you know.
I don't understand why. What did the Marvel community really do that was so wrong to him?
Nothing.
I guess Julian was kind of a shithead to him, but like Julian's not even really a part of the Marvel community, honestly.
And like the whole like saga with Julian and Ricky is done. He fucking finished it when he didn't show up for the money match, and he let Julian talk shit. Actually, like I'll say this: around that time, I actually had a slight more respect for Julian. You know why? Because he showed up.
He showed up. Yeah.
He actually showed up to like, and like I even had respect for him when he showed up for like the first attempt with Sactab. You hear me talk on stream, but I gave him credit for that. You know, like I understand he's a very passionate.
I give him a lot. I give him a lot more credit if he just took his losses and didn't like make an excuse every single time.
Exactly, like, you know, like after that happened, like then I had to like not give him credit for that because like obviously he fucking makes excuses, and just like.
Has there ever been a time where Julian's like, "Yeah, I got outplayed"? Because I remember when he played Cosmos, and Cosmos was like fucking around with him and shit. I remember him on his Facebook going, "Cosmos got lucky."
You know what? Like he'll give people credit in private. Like he'll give me credit. Like when I one time like when I was at Winter Brawl, right? And he messaged me in private. He was like, "Hey, you know, like you want to get some games in?" Or I like, you know, he came up to my room, like when I was like alone there. He brought his wife, which is kind of fucking weird,
Super
right?
Weird, yeah, it's weird, yeah.
And then we're playing like, you know, matches in front of his wife, like while she's watching, and then he's like, "Oh, Obama, you're so good, man. Oh, Obama. Oh, you know, you see that, honey? Like he's really good. I told you, man, the best Frank West, you know." And he's like singing all these praises about me in front of his wife. It was some weird like NPR shit, dude. Like.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Remora heard it. His wife go, "Oh, we gotta talk later," and he fucking looks back at her and he says, "Oh, we're gonna do more than talk later."
Wait, what?
He goes to his wife. His wife goes, "Oh, we gotta talk about this later," because apparently he was like losing his shit after he lost to me. And then he said, "Oh, we're gonna do more than talk later."
Oh, do more. Ooh, okay. Wow.
That was gross.
Dude, like, can we talk for a minute about like the fact that Julian fucks?
Dude, he does. That should give anyone incentive. Like, if you're an incel and you can't like look at Julian, man. Like that should be your motivation right there.
Yeah.
Real shit.
I don't approve of people like. I don't approve of people talking shit about his wife though. That's fucked up.
No, I don't. Yeah. I'm just saying if he can like get a woman, like why can't you?
But actually, really you know what? Like I say that about his wife, but I gotta put his wife on blast too because like
she said some shit.
Because not only does she say some shit, but she's also an enabler.
Yeah, she lets him get away with everything.
Like she lets him like say all this stuff, and she backs him up on this stuff. I get like he's your husband and you guys support and everything, but you also gotta know like, hey, maybe your husband is being a fucking dickhead, so maybe you should like let him know about it. You know.
The part about her bringing a gun to the event after the money match shit for me, like when I saw her there and I saw her with her purse, I was definitely keeping my eyes open. I'm not even gonna joke about that shit. I told everybody, like I told Sactab before he played him, like you definitely got to be careful with this guy. Like, I was serious about that because I'm not, like, super nervous person in general when I go out or anything, like, nothing like that. But with him, everyone said it. It's not just me. So it's not just me being paranoid. Everyone thinks that if something was going to happen, it would be from him.
It's bad enough when, like, you're going out to an event and you're looking at, like, people who are quiet and you don't know if they're going to, like, just, like, snap or not. It's bad enough when you don't know. But like when you know of the potential of the possibility of somebody snapping, like somebody very specific, that's when it gets to be kind of concerning, you know. And
after the Madden tournament, like I definitely take all that type of shit serious. Like I know maybe it's just a one-time thing, and everyone.
Can we talk about like how there was no security at NEC?
No, there was no security. There was no bag checks. There was nothing.
Did they include 100%. like the cost of the venue with the security?
They must have, because there was none. They said there was gonna be security there. Like Biggie said that there was gonna be bag checks, but did your bag get checked? Because mine definitely.
No, didn't. I just walked in and out. People can just do that at NEC.
There was a guy on. Okay, so the security they were supposed to have. There was a guy at the door on his phone, making sure people had badges, and that was it. Nobody checked bags. Nobody checked anything.
They were on point with that at Summer Jam. What the fuck happened this time?
I don't know, but there was no security there.
I'm perfectly accepting of that change because of situations like that. I'm willing to go through that. So let me go through that shit.
Yeah, so let me wait longer to get into the tournament to make sure I'm good.
Yeah, let me do that shit. You know, like I'm willing to go through that shit. I'm willing to pay extra for that shit. You know, there's no arguments here. So why don't you just fucking follow through with that? I don't understand. Like
Biggie makes some questionable decisions. Like, did you see on the sign, instead of casuals, it was misspelled like CAUSALS. Like Evie has a picture of it. I'll see if I can get it from him tomorrow.
Are you serious?
But yeah, they couldn't even get a sign right. The sign that like said where to go to play in the tournament and everything.
Wow.
They misspelled casuals, dude.
Wow.
So it's like,
wow.
I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not trying to shit on Biggie tournaments. I've been to them for years. I'm glad they're around, but I just feel like the bar is a little too low for how long they've been around. And I've told him this to his face, so it's not like I'm just, talking shit behind his back. I definitely told him.
I mean, he should know all this stuff by now. Like, again, like I said, like I'm grateful to have like an event, but you need to improve. Like there are certain things that like you just gotta like fucking like update. Like it was fucking outdated right now.
Yeah, they're definitely behind the ball. Like, especially, the only tournament I heard that was worse was Final Round one year. Yeah. Final Round didn't have a patch versions of Marvel before. I heard that was the worst. Like,
I've talked to
told me about that.
I've talked to certain people who are just like, they would take like E over like Larry because of, I don't know, I guess at least E has like a respectable demeanor and like Larry does not to these people, I don't know. I've never been to like a Larry event, but yeah, like I don't know, like you know how the bottom like ballroom flooded, and so they had to move everything to the side. To be honest with you, I kind of prefer it to be on at that side of the hotel.
Yeah, it seemed nicer.
It like I didn't have to walk a fucking mile just to get to the venue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think they want it in the big room because everything can be there instead of separated.
Like I think the separation kind of makes it organized in a small way, and like I said, it's a lot closer. Like I just walk in and out. Like
why you probably want it that way.
Like it's like, oh, I forgot something. Let me go back out to my room and come back real quick. Like, oh, people need another setup. Let me go back to my room. Fucking like the other times when it was in that big ballroom, like you have to think to yourself, do I really want to walk all the way back to my room just to get this monitor? Like that shit is like, it's important to me. Because like
yeah.
I mean, that's
why I like CEO as well. Like when I was in Orlando, at least I didn't go to the Daytona one, but like the Orlando hotel, like all the rooms were right near. It wasn't that far of a walk. I think the farthest I've ever had to walk while I was there was like 8 minutes. But like compared to Evo, dude, like Evo, you had to walk so far to get to the like ballroom. It was like a 20-minute walk.
See, with Evo, like I can understand it at least, because like it's at the Mandalay Bay, or like you're at the Lux, so you gotta walk. I get it, right? But like with Summer Jam or not Summer Jam, NEC, like you had a choice, to go from either or, I don't know. Like I personally would like to see it like at that side more. I don't think they're gonna do that again, but I would like to see it that way.
Maybe that'll be their excuse, but it wasn't security though. There was too many doors for them to cover.
Like it's like security right in front of the fucking ballroom. Like I don't get it, man. Like
I don't either, but
or the fucking doors, like the side door, like.
They should have done someone at like all the entrances. Like, I don't know. I just figured people would take it more seriously after the Madden guy. Like, I know it was only a one-time thing, but
But like we're talking about the security, we're talking about Julian and like how what he said about like bringing a gun and shit. Like I keep forgetting to address like the actual point, right? Like why is Julian still allowed to come to these
He shouldn't be allowed to go to tournaments, 100%. He shouldn't be allowed to show up.
It's not us like just hating on a guy saying, "Oh, we don't want this guy. He shouldn't come to these events." No, he's actually made threats.
Like he's made threats. He talked to like Remora heard him afterwards too. He was talking about like trying to fight people and shit and like.
There's a screen cap of him saying that he wanted to hit Ethan with his stick. Do you remember that story of that KI player who lost his fucking eye because somebody hit him with a stick? Yeah,
the edge of the stick could hit you in the eye, and then that shit can happen, dude. So like.
You know how heavy some sticks fucking are? Like, Jesus Christ, like you know. He
doesn't care, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't care, but that's not the problem. It seems like tournament organizers don't care.
Like, no, Bum cares. Bum won't let him show up anymore. After the prophetess shit, Bum will not let and that's why he called Bum. Oh yeah, so his best friend that he apparently knew for 15 years that he cares so much about. I heard him talking hardcore shit about Bum at the event, like how Bum's a fucking faggot and like all this other stuff, and how he was talking hardcore shit about Bum and several people, but mostly Bum and Escalante. Like I know him and Escalante don't have any like love for each other, but like him and Bum, like apparently he's known Bum for so long, and Bum's been such a good friend to him. So why is he talking shit about him? Does anyone know? I don't.
I've seen Bum stand up for him too. You know, just
like stop making fun of him and stuff, and this is how he gets appreciated. Like,
it's like people like Julian, like they don't appreciate their friends. They don't appreciate, and that's actually kind of the scary thing. Like somebody who doesn't actually appreciate their friends and like all of a sudden like turns them into an enemy. You know, that's funny. Like Ricky does the same thing, and like like they're kind of similar in a way. Honestly, It's kind of fucked up for me to say because of the whole like Julian versus like Ricky situation that happened back then, and I was on that side of the fence like for like the longest time. But now over the years, I've seen like how Ricky acts. Like I'm just like, you know what, you're no better than Julian. I mean, like you don't say you're gonna bring a gun or anything, but like aside from that, like you're no better than him, dude. Like.
He I don't know. All I know is I just met him, so like I can't really talk about Ricky too much. The only thing I know is that he made a huge deal out of like $20 that he wasn't even owed. And when Remora offered to pay it just to get him to shut up, he got mad at Remora. That's all I know. So about Ricky, like he just seems to take things way out of proportion.
He does that a lot, yeah. I remember like there was some guy named Casey who was like saying who he said that he owed him money and everything, and he was like really on that and really stressed out and pissed off about that for the longest time. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, there's got to be another side to the story because it's Ricky we're talking about, and he does overreact. And when you tell him he overreacts, he gets mad at you, so that's a bad sign.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know he blocked Escalante and Lewis, and when he saw them, okay, so Remora told me this. As Escalante and Lewis were walking, and he was walking the other way, and then when he saw them, he ran away. Like he literally turned and walked the same way as Escalante and Lewis. He purposely like just left.
I remember like he definitely didn't dab me up that weekend, at all.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, but to actually run away from somebody after they paid you the money you wanted just because you're like, I don't know, mad or like he gave them and here's the thing, he got his money. He got the money. Like, so I don't know what the big deal is. Like, he got paid. It's just he came in really disrespectful into the room, demanding money, like with a whole bunch of people and shit. Like, I guess he wanted to act tough or whatever it was. I don't know. But the way he said it was very disrespectful.
This kind of reminds me of like, by the way, like if people like owe you money or anything, or like you have to like pay them a share of the room, don't be fucking rude. Don't be disrespectful unless it's something big and like if
it's a lot of money, then sure. But for $20. For $20.
Shit, like, I wish I was paying $20 for a room. Fuck. Like Remora says that like he undercharged a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's fucking getting mad at that. Like, you're gonna get your money, like unless like the person that has been like, going weeks and weeks and weeks without paying you. Okay, then you can like say something, you know what I'm saying? But like you gotta give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, Like, especially like, you know, if you have to give him like a chance first, and then if something happens, then you could like blow the whistle on it, you know, or like you could like out them for that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He asked them if they were gonna pay, and they both said, "Yeah, we're gonna pay you."
Yeah,
but no one wants to pay a $12 minimum at that ATM there. So Escalante was like, "Yeah, I'll pay you later. I'm not gonna go to this ATM because it's fucking $12 minimum. Like, it's a $12 fee. Nobody wants to pay that."
Yeah, exactly.
But rather than understand that, he flipped out and shit, and he was like, okay, so he started going. He just was like, okay. And like, it was getting fucking annoying. So I guess Escalante finally had enough of it, and he went, okay, time to get the fuck out. And it was kind of like, I mean, I don't blame him. Like, he was getting tired of that shit, dude. Like, it was like 4 times in a row where he was just standing there saying okay, and like he promised to pay him already, and he was just standing there. He's like, "Oh, I'm trusting you, Escalante," and he has no reason not to trust him because he did pay him, but for some reason he's still mad.
I mean, I know these guys, like, they're not gonna like swindle you like that. No. Like, here's the thing about Ricky. He's like so afraid that other people are gonna take advantage of him, and I don't know. Like, he's gone through a lot through his life. You know, he's gone through bullying. So like, maybe there's like I can understand. Like, okay, you're afraid that you're gonna get like fucked over, but don't let that like cloud your judgment, dude. You know, like, don't let that cloud your common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe he's just like on. Like, I know Escalante and told me like he's done this new shit where he's like, "Oh, I'm not letting anyone get anything over me. I'm gonna treat like, you know." So maybe he's on this mentality where like, fuck everybody, no matter what they've done, and I'm gonna get with mine type shit.
That's the quickest way to lose like good friends, you know. Like, I mean, I'm on his shit list now for like no reason. I had nothing to do with that whole fucking situation too, and then like somehow I get punished for it.
Yeah, it's just because you were there. Like, if he knew me, he would have blocked me too. Like, don't take it personal. It's just how he is.
I don't know. I take it personal. I take it very personal. You know why? Because like I've been friends with this guy for years, you know, and I've done nothing but try to be nice to this guy. You know, like I didn't make fun of him for his autism. Sure, I troll him a little bit, but that's the EMP Obama way. That's the Jacob way. Like, you know, if I troll you, it means I like you, dude. Like, and I've like mentioned this multiple times. I've never done anything malicious to him. I've never used him for my own personal gain, you know, like, and I've tried to like, you know, have good talks with him, and like I've tried to like, you know, like set him on the right path, and this is how he wants to repay me. So yeah, I do take it personal, you know.
I mean, I don't know how close you were to him or like what happened. I just know from my personal experience, like from what I've heard about him, he doesn't seem lately. He just seems to like not want to give anyone the benefit of the doubt and shit like that, because like going in and saying that shit to like Escalante and Lewis like that, like really disrespectfully, like over $20, and like I don't know what anything else he's done to anybody else, but it just seems like he doesn't really know how to talk to people.
You know, like that's a whole other thing where like, you know, he's like he lives with his grandma. You know, he gets kind of like coddled a little bit. You know, he does have high functioning autism. He lost his dad at a young age, which is sad. You know, like like you know, I feel bad in a way because like I wish his dad was around to teach him how to be a man. Yeah. You know, like if his dad was alive, maybe he wouldn't like be stupid like this. You know, because he would have a good father figure in his life. But you know, and the thing is, he looks to like other people for that role. Like he looks to Boog and Decent. He looks to like Scamby. Like he always bugs the shit out of Scamby over every little thing because he's forcing the big brother thing onto Scamby. Like, you know, oh, Scamby's like a big brother to me and everything. But no, dude, like, you know, you need to like fucking like know when to stop.
You're too old for that shit, man.
He's definitely too old to that. I think he's older.
You come to a point where it's like you can be friends with somebody, but no one's gonna be like a big brother or coddle you, or like you're a grown man now. You have to like handle your own problems.
Yeah, you know.
It's not like he's 14 or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I mean, I was the only child growing up too. You know, didn't have no fucking like.
But you're not looking to like people around. You're not looking to people around you in the fucking scene to like coddle you and hold your hand and like be a big brother figure. Like
that's like a problem I've been seeing a lot lately. Is that like a lot of like the FGC is getting swarmed with people who are kind of like too coddled or too soft. They can't really handle any banter. You know, that's the thing. People don't want to handle banter nowadays. I told
you like the era of like fighting games when we started is over. Like it's done. We're not allowed to say certain things. You can't do anything. Like if you say certain things, it's like automatic. Like I'm not gonna throw him on blast, but like how I did a copy pasta of that guy, and he compared to me to saying the N-word or me copy pasting what he said. And this isn't like I have no bad blood against him. It's just what he said was fucking so funny to me, so I was like memeing it. But because of that, I was getting called a bully, and like I was just done with this. So I'm like, dude, all right, you don't want me to say it, I won't say it. Like it's fine. I thought it was funny. Everyone else thought it was funny. But if it's that big a deal, fuck it, fine.
You know what happens a lot to me is I'll say nigga, right? I'll call somebody like my nigga or some shit like that, and then like one black guy, or there'll be two black guys in the room, and one black guy will be like, hey, you're not allowed to say that, And
another guy will be like, yeah,
no, it's cool, man. Like, it's fine.
Exactly.
And like, then there's debate. Yeah. Like, there sparks a debate. Because, like, I'm not brown, but I'm also not really white either. So it's like, well, where do I fall under, I
don't know.
To me, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. And like, if it is that big of a deal, then like, like it's for some people, like, okay, I get it, but like, don't judge people, don't harass others because like they're comfortable with saying it with each other,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just the things, little things like that, like little like, like people who like.
It's just like I don't know, like on SRK. People actively got made fun of. Like I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was like that, but like if you said something stupid, like people would make fun of it, and that's just how it was. You had to accept it. Like you said something stupid, it's gonna happen. That's it. Like the fucking four corner shit from Schultz, and like how people meme that shit, and like things like that. Yeah, like, people meme that shit because it was stupid. It sounded stupid. It sounded like pseudoscience-y, like how he was trying to play off like he was smarter than everybody, and how he had Morrigan, wave dash tech, and all this different shit, but he never showed any of it. So like that's why people made fun of him for that shit.
You still there? Hello?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I don't know what happened. Like, Discord might have.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So yeah, like like sometimes people say stupid shit, and
like we're not like we can't say anything anymore. That's my main point. Like you're not.
Yo. Oh, he caught off again. But yeah, like you can't say stupid. Hello?
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah. You good now?
I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, okay. I really don't know why. My internet's fine.
But yeah, like you can't say shit anymore. Like.
Yep. No matter what people say, it's like somebody could come in and say that Shenko or X23 Strider is a good team, and if I say it's a bad team, or if I say that sucks, like somebody will come up and say that, oh, I'm super fucking negative, man. You should just let people play what they want, blah 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 blah.
Like yeah, they'll say shit like
7. It's not year 1. Like, please stop.
They'll say shit like, well, it's my opinion, and that OS is for them. You can't say the opinion is wrong. Fuck you. I'll say an opinion is wrong, dude, or it's misguided.
Certain opinions are wrong or misguided. Yeah, for sure. Like, if you play a bad team, that's fine. If you play a bad team, as long as you acknowledge what you're playing, and you don't like blame the tier list. But the worst is when you have that one person who plays like fucking Phoenix Wright, and then you're gonna complain about Zero or Morrigan and shit. And yeah, they're bullshit. But like you're playing these characters that are awful. It's your first year playing. You're playing these characters that are actually bad, and people have told you they're actually bad, and you're not even bothering to learn the real game. And then you're gonna go and just bitch about the balancing. When the game is actually not that rigid in terms of tier lists compared to even compared to Infinite. I'll say it. Infinite has a more rigid balancing than 3. Like, and people like that game. So it's like
tiers in Marvel 3 are so, like, in my opinion, they're so dynamic, that like you're not so like worse off if like you're playing a low tier team, like it's like it's not like Marvel 2 where like shit is unplayable, It's not like Marvel.
Yeah, it's definitely winnable. Sactov just won a major, dude. Like anything, like, you can make it work.
Yeah.
But the point is these people that play low tier and they don't bother to really learn how to play the game, and then they'll just automatically complain about anything. And it's just, things like that, and just people that, like, I don't know. SRK, like the thing I liked about SRK is it puts the common teams and common things. Like I don't like that about Reddit. I don't like how the Reddit's gone. The Discord's good and everything, but like I don't feel like there's enough places to keep all the information. That's my only problem with Discord.
You think it's a little disorganized, right? Because I had to like fucking paste everything in one like channel. You know, I get that. Yeah.
There was a forum for everything. We had everything like mapped out. We knew like where everything was, and then there was like a general chat and like a theory talk chat and all that stuff. And we like everyone talked through the game and like they really discovered things and things like that. Like we're obviously not into discovery.
Yeah, like I think that like Discord could use
outlandish opinions, man. Like how what was it? Like same guy that said the stuff about the age, and I'm not like attacking him or anything, but he said like She-Hulk is a perfectly viable character, like, and that's just not the case. Like Sacktop plays one of the worst teams like I've seen. Like it's not like garbage, but he plays the worst team than most people, and he gets by. He even tells you that She-Hulk's like awful. So like, what's that tell you?
She-Hulk is definitely like bottom 3 in my opinion. Yeah.
But people will say that like I don't know, and then people like still like hold on to the shit where it's like Shenko's the worst character. Shenko's worse than She-Hulk, and like things like that. Just old information. Like that's a big problem with Marvel 3. People think a lot of the old information is true automatically just because it's been said so many times.
Like what kind of old information are we talking about?
You remember how the throw tag glitch was fixed? How you could throw a tag out of anything? People think that was completely taken out. But I showed you the video where you can throw a tag out of any special move in the game. So it's like people will just automatically regurgitate information where it's like, oh yeah, they fixed this, they fixed that, or X Factor freeze frames. Like people didn't know like that X Factor like shortened your normals on certain characters.
Oh yeah, so I mean I've had that happen to me many times. Like I've had that to me happen on Virgil when you go throw them, you in X Factor 2 and you try to do the high time and it fucking whiffs.
Yeah,
like,
you have to double dash. And things like that, and like for Dante and things like that, like there's just on SRK, all that stuff was already there. Like it was outlined, it was in the first page. You could read all of it, and it was there.
I do think that Discord should try to keep that in mind and have some kind of form of organization. Like I'm not saying like change the entire format to look like like a forum site, but they can think of something. They like I think like Discord is very like easy to use and accessible for a lot of people, which is like the big plus for Discord. But yeah, there's a problem right there, like where like information's not organized. Like you have to pile everything into one channel, and you have to look up and scroll up, and there's little like pin notes you forgot that was there. So you have to go all the way to this little bell, like just to find some stuff. Like it's and like the stuff that linked to you is like goes to another link that's like a big doc that has more links on it. Like
There's just too much like middle ground. Like, it should all be on one page, like a lot of things. And I know that character threads is not like possible on Discord. Like you couldn't have one for each. I mean, I guess you could.
I mean, like so like you could for like solo like games, like well, like not solo games, like other games too. Like I've seen a lot of like team games like BB Tag and like DBZ. They have like character Discords. Easy for like Street Fighter, Under Nice, stuff like that. This game, I think it's kind of like it's kind of hard for this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah. Like and like even back in the day, like when information was being shared, I didn't really think that like but people were learning like characters like the proper way, or they were teaching characters the proper way. You know what I'm saying? It's like people would just like post up, just do these combos, or like just do this TCs, but they wouldn't teach them like stuff like Hager OS, or like fucking like doing plink dash movement in the air, or like like how Dante neutral is being played, or stuff like that, or when to use like double trigger, when to use swords, like stuff like that. People weren't really teaching. And the videos that were teaching that were like literally like hour-long videos. Like there's literally like a 3-hour-long Rocket Raccoon tutorial by Punisher, Yeah,
that tutorial, I gotta be honest, I mean, I appreciate Punisher for doing it. That shit, like anytime I need to sleep, I watch that because he just goes over the same shit over and over. Like Punisher's even said that that's like a bad tutorial. Like, he wanted to make another one, but stuff comes through. But like at least he tried. Like he went through everything. Like it's like a 4-hour video, but it's like it definitely has everything you need.
Yeah, like people try, and it's just like
Yeah.
I think like also like I don't know if it's just Marvel players, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Marvel players are kind of bad at teaching their own character, you know? So like they don't really fact check themselves. They don't have like another person who's also good with the character like sit down and talk about it, you know?
I just feel it's a very competitive game, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, my opinion's right, your opinion's wrong," automatically, and it's just how it is. Like, I'm not talking about like just general opinions, but like how to play the character, like how people will automatically assume that Cloud was the best Dante.
Yeah,
and he's definitely like top 3. But there's definitely other people that were out there that just like David was really good.
Kevin was good. He was like
Kevin was really good. Yeah, Kevin's neutral was really good. And then you also had Green Ace when he was like playing. Like he did really well after he picked up the Doom Dante shot. Yeah, so it's like there's multiple people out there, but like that's a problem too in any game. Like people will just look at one person and be like, yeah, that's how you play the character.
Yeah, like I mean, I kind of fell into that when I was like first starting out too. Like it's a bad habit to pick up where like you're like, oh, I'm only gonna like look at these 2 players or this one player. I'm gonna do everything that he does. But like then I learned like like after the first like the first year I tried doing that, like I'm not gonna be a Cloud, like I'm not gonna be like a dual Kevin. I can only be an EMP Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that people need to like come to terms with. Like like you're not gonna be exactly like this person. However, you can pick up some of the stuff that they're doing, apply it to yourself, see what you can do, what you cannot do. If you can't do like the fucking like 9-shot loops every single time, just don't do it. It's okay, it's fine to do like the fucking basic ass like MH fucking killer B early ground bounce. It's fine to do that shit. Who cares?
That's a problem. Like I don't know, like if you can't do the most optimized things, you don't have to. As long as you're doing something good enough, like building the meter, like it's fine. Like most of the time, you're gonna be DHing out of Dante anyway.
Yeah, so like Eternal Yoshi was saying, like he does a rule of 3 shot loops where he just does the 3 long shot loops and does it.
Those are definitely more manageable for sure. But people like on another note about Dante in general, I think Dante sucks as a tournament character, 100%. People are gonna disagree with me. I think he's a bad tournament character.
I definitely disagree. I think he's far too helpful in the game's meta. I
think Jam is really important and everything, but I think overall, he is not versatile in the ways that other support are. Like even Strange, I think Strange is overall better than he is. Like as a point character, obviously Jam Session is better than anything Strange has. But I don't. Are you talking about
Dante as a point character, as a bad tournament character?
Yeah, as a point character, he's a bad character. His combos are too like specific, too weird. Like it's the same with how MODOK was. Like why Dustin never did well, why Punisher never did optimized combos, because that team can kill off any hit. But Punisher never went for that stuff, and it's not because he couldn't do it. But because it's too much to do it. It's consistent. It's the same with Dante.
You want to have more consistency, that's the key thing that we're trying to get at is optimization is good, but it shouldn't trump consistency. If you can be consistent with your basic combo, then you might as well do that the entire time. But I don't know. I definitely disagree. I think I definitely think Dante.
I thought you would agree after this weekend at least a little bit more because I don't know. Think about how many games where it came down to Dante, and it's just unmanageable. Like especially if they just step back like I was doing. Like you really can't hit the person. They have. If
you're talking about solo Dante, what about solo Doom? Yeah. It's hard.
Solo Doom has a threat. Solo Doom always has the threat of a throw. Always has the threat of the throw. He always has the panic button. He has the 1-button panic button in the air that can randomly cross.
But it's so hard for him to get in on a full team.
People say that, but if you watch full schedule or if you watch Ray or some shit when it's solo Doom, I'm like, if you play properly in the air, I think it's manageable. The only characters that I don't think it's really hard.
Isn't this the equivalent to saying that it's possible to come back with Cyclops than it is to come back with Captain Commando?
Nah, I think it's more manageable in this game by far. Comebacks are easier in this game because you kill off one hit.
I mean, sure, but about just comparison wise, it's just
yeah. Comparison wise, but I do think Doom is just an overall more versatile, more manageable character, in general. And when I played Doom versus you, or when I played the Hacker team, if you go back and you watch the comebacks, where you get the first hit, the only time I ever came back was with Doom, It was never with Dante. It was never with Hager like Dante. It was always with Doom. And like in general, like if you go back and you watch matches like with Champ,
but you're not just thinking about like the comeback potential when you're picking a character. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not, but you have to think about like But when I'm picking a character, or like when I think about Dante in general, my reasoning is this: can you kill off of one hit off a crouch light or dash meet him every time? Are you gonna build a 3 bars every time with him? And the answer is gonna be no. Like no one's gonna do that. Not even like Cloud and his prime was dropping like those combos, and he practiced that shit constantly.
Yeah.
Now with Doom, if you hit with cross up M or crouch light, are you gonna build the 2 bars necessary to kill? Every time.
I think that
no one's gonna drop it.
I think the trade-off is that like I guess like you know for me personally, like maybe I'm just not like so great with Doom, right? I mean I play Doom sometimes, but like I'm not like really like exceptionally good with him, you know, or I'm not even like as as good hit with him as I am with like Dante, right? But like for me personally, I feel like playing the neutral and like you know like scoring hits is actually easier with Dante than it is with Doom. Because like Doom, like
I would disagree, but yeah, I mean that's an opinion thing.
He can like you know like OS throw, right? But he's got to get in that proximity. He's got to get in that range, and like a lot of characters just won't let him do that.
Stalling like allows them to like just really get close, you know.
Then again, like I said, I'm not the best Doom player, you know. So maybe,
I mean,
you know,
it's just,
like
it's
maybe
just a matter of opinion.
Yeah. I mean, like you know, like I understand where you're coming from. Like I would agree that like Doom might be more versatile than Dante, but I don't think Dante is like that doesn't make Dante not good as a tournament character because like when you pick your characters in this game, you're thinking about the whole team as a whole. You know, like it's not just one single character. I mean,
of course not. But Punisher and even like Flocker, they've told me this. He's the best support. Like, top 3 support easily. He's got amazing infinite and everything. But when you're forced to play him, he's a D tier character, man. Like, I'll argue anybody to the death about this shit. Like, I just don't see a point where I'd rather have Dante than Doom on point. Like, even against, like, Dorm.
And this is without X Factor or with X Factor?
Both. 100% both. That's just my opinion, though. Like, I'm going from what I've been through. Like, I know you've been through a lot too.
Yeah.
But think about all the times where it's like it's just helpless, like with the character. Like Doom, it's hard too. But if you got to throw, you know you killed the character. If you got to throw with Dante, it's just like.
I'll say this though, it's definitely like a very bleak situation when it's without X Factor. When it's with X Factor, I feel like I have a chance still. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I just think I'll back delayed tech throw. Like, even against Green Ace, even when I played, like, all those people, they just, like, there's no real answer. And, like, you know how you said stand them, crouch them? Like, we'll beat that? I tested that right after you said that. Crouch them gets cut in half in X Factor 3, so no, it will beat it.
Are you talking about, like when they're trying to up back and you do crouch M?
Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't work.
I'm thinking more like in without X Factor, but like with X Factor, it does make it shorter, you know. But at that point, like I guess you gotta go a little bit closer. But you know, like and then again, like they could up back faster than the M, but you kind of want to do that with like when they're getting up, you know. It is hard to open up people with Dante like solo. Don't get me wrong, I know that for sure. But you know, like
and his air to air buttons, like that's another reason why. Like Doom, air M, air light, anything air to air is gonna lead to easy ass confirmed.
Big combo.
With Dante, with Dante, normal jump height confirms. He has no hits done. Like you have to super jump M to get anything really. Like it's really annoying. Like jump M, H airplay on certain body types. When you don't super jump, the killer B won't hit them. But if you super jump, it'll hit every time. But if you super jump, you can't call an assist. So like.
Well, I definitely know that. Like I'll definitely tell you that. For my team, for example, right. A lot of Dante teams or like a lot of teams that use Dante support, like including mine, it's very front loaded. You know, like it's very you get the hit and then like you run with that momentum and then you have jam session to like help you run that momentum. You know, so like it's definitely like a team that like gets worse like if it's losing for sure. You know, like so I definitely understand like where you're coming from with that. You know, like Dante isn't as versatile as people think he is. But
and just looking back, like on what Champ said and like other things like that, like I was rereading some stuff and I was just like, he's talking about how jam session it's great and everything, but when Dante's in a scramble, most of the time you're gonna lose. There's very little times like in like the game's lifespan where you can like think of a time when he really won a scramble versus another like anchor or like another like 2v2 situation. Like he really struggles in those like close knit.
Yeah, and this isn't just like some like like decent Dante like myself, right? It could be like
no, these are the best. These are like the best Dantes there is, and they still like are losing.
Yeah,
like, at these times.
It's just hard. Like, it gets hard.
Yeah, it's
like,
very hard.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that. I mean, but I still play Dante because one, he's my favorite character, and two, like
he's very enjoyable. He's fun.
and two, like he helps out my team like tremendously, and like he helps out.
Frank Dante is definitely the best Frank Shell. Like that's been established. It's 100. It definitely is
for sure. Even Champ said that was underrated. So
yeah. I mean, like any team with like a real end game situation is at least going to be decent as long as it's good enough. But
I think that Dante's second is like his best slot in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I think Dante's second. Like the TAC Infinite alone makes it his best spot, just because it's so powerful. Like any hit in the TAC, and you win the game, even if you're down like half a bar or some shit, like you're still gonna win at the end of it because I think with the Infinite into level 3 it wastes like 85 seconds or something like that. You just do it on purpose, and then you do $1 million DHC back to your point or whatever. And it's just there's no more time.
You do like Aster $1 million, and then like DHC. Yeah, like if you're playing like Zero or Wolverine, like you would play.
Yeah, and then you just DHC and you pling dash back and it's over. That's like 90 seconds gone.
Like that's why like if you're able to like do THC Infinite with Dante, like 10 out of 10 times, like honestly, like I would really recommend that player do X23 because you just auto win. You auto win. Like that's it. Like that's why I put X23 and Frank West in like the same like nebulous tier of characters because sometimes you just auto win. Like you just fucking win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when Ram used to play it, it's happened to me a few times. But like then the problem is like X23 has to like X23 Dante, and then I guess you would want to play Magneto like Merkel did or something like that. But,
I think Magneto or Zero are like the best ones for that kind of team
for sure.
I think I was theorizing that Virgil could work too because I kind of thought, well, maybe if I played a point Virgil with X23, that's kind of hard too because like again you don't have a beam assist.
Yeah, Jado used to play Virgil X23 Doom with missiles. It would actually work for the level 3 setups. Yeah. And it was pretty powerful. It was a pretty good team because he just he used the hit and then he used X23 assist right away and then TAC in the Doom, and if he got the TAC in the Doom he won. So it was pretty good because you do Sphere Flame in the level 3.
Even Iron Man's pretty good with that team. The reason is because like Unibeam is really good for
he's okay. It's still Iron Man, you know.
It's still Iron
Man. It's talking about characters that suffer in close situations, and he's probably one of the only ones that's actually worse than Dante because of his dash in the air.
Yeah, his dash like has an actual lag in it. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, it's probably the worst movement tool like I've seen.
His down dash is really fast for some reason though. Like that's OD.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that they were trying to balance him out. They thought, if he has if the dash light is so much faster than everyone else once it gets started, it might be too good if we don't put.
They definitely thought they had it, but like people found stuff. So.
I mean, people they thought that dungeon mode was gonna be too good. Like it takes life from Ryu. They actually thought that install justified him losing life.
It's also fucking pointless, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's so bad. I remember John Polnick on the Reddit and on SRK for years being theorizing dungeon setups and shit.
He really tried with that character. He did. I was rooting for him so hard,
For years he tried, dude. Like Ryu, his end team before he stopped playing was Ryu Nemesis. Was it Shuma? And his reasoning was he can combo off a DP with a Nemesis assist. That's the only reason he played Nemesis. It's because the clothesline, the ground balance assist.
Oh my god!
Lets you do DP plus assist.
That fucking assist. Oh man.
Yeah.
I remember at one point he played Ryu Morgan Shuma. He should have stuck with that.
Yeah. No, but he wants to be able to combo off the DP, man.
Oh my god. Oh, but that's why Infinite is so good, right? Because you can combo off anything and everything. Stop. That's the rhetoric.
They actually made Ryu. I don't know how Ryu was worse in that game than he was in this one.
Dude, they fucked him up even worse. I don't fucking know how you do that shit, dog. Like
that charged fireball at the beam that's completely useless since there's no durability in that game.
People who like who like Ryu as a character and want to like main him in a versus game, you know what you should do? Don't play the Marvel games. Play Tatsunoko.
That's the only game he's actually good.
He's like that Ryu and Cross Tekken Ryu are my favorite Ryus.
Cross Tekken Ryu was fucking silly. He was so good.
He got nerfed, but he's still like pretty like decent to pick up and like get good damage with.
Sweeping the fireball was wild.
Like he had fucking rainbow. He had Rainbow Edition fireball. Where you could like fake the fireball and then you could like dash out of it. Yeah. That's sick, dude. Like, so you could have a setup where you're gonna like throw a fireball and you make him jump and then you go up there and you fucking hit him with a DP.
That game was so good. It's a shame what happened to it, but that's the way it goes.
People like kind of equate like the Cross Tekken thing to like the Marvel Infinite thing, but both of them are kind of like in the same situation where just like the company fucked it over,
Yeah, I mean, Infinite clearly wasn't meant to be shipped out the way it was.
Yeah.
Same with like Tekken.
I think people kind of overblew the on this DLC thing with like Cross Tekken. I mean, yeah, it was like $20 for like half the game, and it sucks. But like, you were gonna get that as DLC anyway, So.
But they don't want to market it as like additional content to come if it's already on the disc. That's the argument.
Yeah.
Like if it. Like, they shouldn't be saying something is like DLC, downloadable content coming later, if it's actually already done.
Yeah. Like, that's where they fucked up. They said this was like brand new content, but it's actually not brand new. You just kind of locked it out there,
And then the Mega Man Infinite and there's just so many. The Mega Man flyaway glitch, like, there was just so many silly things in that game early on. And certain stones were just ridiculous.
I think people should have given it a chance at like the 2013 patch, because like the 2013 patch was like really good, but people were like so salty about it. But the water is fine, like the game is good, like like you should at least try it out again. I feel like, but people were like, nah, man, like we don't want to give this game a shot again. Like I don't know, like. I mean, I could kind of see where the comparisons lie with like Infinite and like Cross Tekken, but like I don't think like the patch for like the last patch for Marvel Infinite like changed too much about it,
Made the game worse in a lot of ways. Like Ray posted a video of how like the input buffer changed. I don't know if people have seen that, but it basically means that it holds your inputs during the whole time. So like you recover and you hold forward for a second. But then you hold back and you'll still tech roll forward.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of changes they made to that game that make it better. Like, get rid of full screen proximity, fucking make it so you could up back. But then we're getting to like different territory now,
Yeah, we should only be focusing on like NEC Marvel 3 because like that's the game we showed up for. We didn't show up to play Infinite or like worry about Infinite. Like I just let the Infinite players play their game. Like,
they were running Infinite like. Within the 3 hours I was like in that room playing a first 100 with some guy in Marvel 3, and like they had to like cut some people because they didn't show up, which sucks. It always sucks.
Happened for Marvel 3 too. A lot of people didn't show up.
Yeah, like people gotta stop doing that. Like saying they're gonna like earn a tournament and then not showing up.
That's the worst, especially for Marvel 3, like, I know you know about this too, where people are like, yeah, we're definitely going to show up, we're definitely going to come, everyone's going to play if a lot of people come out, and then it will be the time to play, and nobody will show up.
People will do that for, like, local sessions, local house sessions. I went to PC Boys on Friday, because, like, we had like he said he wanted to play Marvel 3, so like I actually played with him and GG Hoshin for like a good long while. I was there with my friend Mike, and he got to play BB Tag. Yeah. And we were the only ones there. Like usually, it used to be that people would show up like a lot of people show up for like DBZ and like BB Tag to like get better at the game. And now look where they are. And then
after the DBZ news,
now nobody's showing up.
Yeah, no one's gonna play DBZ. Like honestly, I feel like a lot of people played that game because the hope of the future of the game getting better. But now that the Toei stuff is going through, I think like people are kind of annoyed that they know that the game is like this patch that the DBZ got might be the last patch.
I'm issuing a challenge for all the DBZF players out there who say they actually do like this game to actually like come up and show up for the game and like fucking like try to get a revival going. Let's see. Because like I think a lot of people that I talked to didn't really like the game like that. But now that Toei cut the cord on it, we're gonna see who sticks around for it.
I gotta actually see if there's a lot of people still playing the game, like at events and stuff. If they even allow it, the way it's looking is like they don't even want it except at the World Tour event.
So like, can you like still like stream it like at like your house or something or like?
If you have enough people, they could hit you with a like cease and desist. Like if you're really popular,
like a goddamn local
they
tournament?
could be like that. I doubt they would say anything because of small numbers.
So only the majors are like not good, right?
Yeah, the big majors. But we don't know. They could start hitting everybody with that shit, like on YouTube. They could hit old content with all of it.
What the fuck?
Get that all taken out. They could pull a Nintendo and just say you're not allowed.
That's some horse shit. I don't even like the game, but that's horse shit, dude. Like.
Yeah, if they want to, they can do that. There's nothing we could really do about it. They have to take it.
Like
that's why I like esports leagues and stuff like that. Like it's not really sustainable with games that aren't like directly owned by the IP. Like if when that Marvel vs. Capcom, like if an esports thing happened and it was like being shown to a lot of people, I would be worried about the same thing happening, if not worse, because it just.
Yeah, because Marvel falls on that too. But like Toei, like they're fucking salty because like they didn't get any money off of this esports thing apparently.
We're not going to because there's not enough money to go around to the fucking company. Like,
does it really hurt them for like like what hurts them like if it like it gets streamed?
It doesn't hurt them, but what they'll say is, what are we getting out of it?
So they're just being fucking assholes, basically.
Yeah.
But
that's how Nintendo is too, and nobody says anything about them. Nintendo definitely was like that for a long time.
Yeah, they definitely. I was there for that. Yeah. Like the whole like Melee debacle, they wouldn't let them stream for like the longest time.
Yeah, not even just Melee, like ROMs of old games that are like super expensive to buy the actual version. Like it's like $400 to buy.
Oh, they're doing that now. Like they're doing that fucking now. Or like.
Yep. Yeah.
You ever seen that like Polar Express meme with the guy, the nerdy looking dude?
Yeah.
The guy who's voiced by Mandark, like,
yep.
I think of that guy whenever people want to pull that, piracy's still piracy bullshit. Yeah,
it's garbage, but I mean, like, technically they can just say, yeah, well, you're still taking our product, and that's it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go buy a fucking 30-year-old fucking game on a system you don't even fucking produce anymore. Like,
yeah, and spend like $800 on like a fucking copy.
And they're not gonna make money off of that like that anyway, because you're gonna buy it from like fucking a con or like a garage sale or some fucking eBay or off of some shit. They're not gonna make money off of that. You know what I mean? Like, Little Samson on NES is over $700. That's what Yoshi says.
Yeah. That's nuts. Who would ever buy that shit? But there's a guy who made like a free-to-play Pokemon game, and he wasn't making any money off of it, and he didn't even call it Pokemon, but they still hit him with a cease and desist and shit over this. It was like super popular when it first came out too, and it's just like
I remember like Sega did the same shit with like this really good Streets of Rage like fan made game. It was like a remix game with like all the assets from all the games, and it was like it had its own staging and shit and all the mechanics. It was really fucking good, and Sega pulled a plug on that. Luckily, I still have that. Like, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, it's just disappointing.
I know,
like,
dude.
How operations are, but like you gotta see it from their side too. They're like, well, it's our property. We can do what we want with it. I know it sucks, but.
Yeah, here's the thing with that, like, you know, just because you have the right to be a dick, you're still a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, of course, but like, there's nothing we can do about it. It sucks.
Yeah, so I feel bad for the Dragon Ball community. Like, you know, I know like Marvel like heads want to shit talk all of a sudden, but like, I think that's the wrong way to go about it. Like, that doesn't.
The worst.
What's that? I can't hear you.
He's saying how they would never, like, I remember him making a tweet about how he would never, ever, ever say anything bad about Dragon Ball if something happened to their game.
Who did?
Katsui.
Oh, that dude, yeah.
Okay, so he said before that the way that the Dragon Ball players treat the way that they treat Marvel Infinite isn't right and all this stuff, and that we wouldn't treat your game like that. But recently, he made a very interesting tweet about it. He deleted the tweet, so I can't get a word for word anymore because people called him out on it. But he was definitely like, "Oh, now that we're all in, like, now that Dragon Ball is dead, now you know how we all feel and stuff like that," and like just talking like shit about the game and saying how now you guys can see how it feels and things of that nature, kind of rubbing it in their face. You know, I actually said he wouldn't do that, so it's pretty...
I kind of said the same thing too, like, like, now I guess you guys are in our same position, but I wasn't saying it to talk shit. If anything, I was trying to be a supportive figure. Like, I want to tell people, like, hey, if you really want to play this game, just keep playing, dude. Like, even they hit you with a cease and desist and shit, just keep doing it, like, because you want to show the world this game, right? Like, if you really do...
I know that, but he was like trying to rub it in their face, like how they used to make fun of Infinite, and now their game got stuck with the same thing, I guess. Like, and he was trying to say how it's trash, and like
I remember, like,
a lot of Infinite players are doing that.
Yeah, like it's a lot. I see a lot of Infinite players, like, they're not really being like, they're being very classless about it, like it's just sad to see. I remember, like, when Ketsui was trying to play Marvel Infinite, the first before, like, the game actually came out, the first thing he noticed was that they made the inputs easier, right? And he was like, being bummed out about that. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that either, right? And then he was like, oh, never mind, I can do like Dormammu teleport easier now. So now I like the game. And I'm just like, but wait a minute. Yeah, basically. What? Yeah, that's pretty much what he told me. And I told him, like, well, hey, dude, like, I thought you said you didn't like it. And he was like, oh, well, I can change my mind, like, and then just like, yeah, but like, I still don't really like that. Like, they made it easier because, like, I could do back teleports with Dormammu just fine.
I think any aspect of the game they don't like, they won't tell you if they don't like it or not, just because the game has so many few players that they don't want to seem like it's a perfect game. Like, Noah does that too. Like, he'll automatically say it's the best game, and if you don't like it, you don't understand it, and things of that nature.
Don't get me started on that guy. But yeah, like I do think that, like, the game should still be played if people really do want to play it. Like, I don't wish ill will on, like, DBZF because of that. Like, I mean, like, I did kind of like laugh when, like, like, they weren't at Evo Japan or anything, because it made me think, oh, like, that confirms that Japan also thinks it's a shitty game, but like, now this stuff is starting to happen. I'm just like, oh, this is actually getting more serious than I thought it was, so I do feel sympathy for them. I hope that, like, they can come back from this somehow, like, maybe now we're all in the same boat, Marvel 3, Marvel Infinite, Dragon Ball, like, we're all, like, basically, like, casted off by our own, like, company, right? So it's up to us to keep it going.
It's a shame, man. Like, especially, I don't know.
All I can say is I don't know what my locals are gonna look like now, because, like, we used to have like pretty big Dragon Ball tourneys. Then they start getting smaller and smaller, and now after this, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Nobody even shows up much anymore here for Dragon Ball. I think there was like an 8-person tournament the last time.
I mean, like,
and like
people aren't, like,
Street Fighter's still huge. It's like nobody. I don't know. I just think people don't want to play it without, like, any news. Like, people were holding out hope that the game would get better over time, and that's why people play games sometimes. Like, I don't want to say that, like, they didn't really like the game, because obviously they do, but, like, there's things that they want fixed, and as long as the game has support, they'll assume that it has a chance of getting fixed the way they want it. I think that's why a lot of people like NRS games. They feel like, oh, there's always a chance that the issues can get fixed. But with games like Infinite now and other games,
yeah, I mean, it was like that for Marvel 3 as well. Like, there are some things that people wanted fixed.
Yeah, but we had hope for a while. Like, because we got a few patches.
Yeah. And
people were like, yeah, things can definitely happen. So, like, for us, it was different. Like, thank God they fixed that throw glitch shit, dude. I don't think people would have played this game if that didn't get fixed, to be honest. Because
there were a lot of, like, we actually, I think that, like, we kind of got lucky with some of the fixes that they put in the game.
Yeah, because if they didn't fix that throw glitch and they would have left it the way it was, Spencer's automatically, like, top tier. Like, he just fucking zips in. You can't punish it.
Like, we didn't have a lot of patches for this game, but the patches we did have, like,
definitely helped.
Yeah, it helped a lot. Yeah. Like, gee. I think we were gonna get one more patch too, but That never happened.
No, we were definitely supposed to. Yeah. You can see the gold costumes that are apparently PS Vita only.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get that Hitbox, Hurtbox viewer, that online training mode shit from Vita, and like.
Yeah, it would have been sick, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, it would have been really cool.
Now Dragon Ball players.
The replayer, like where you get to save all your matches online, that would have been really cool. That way you don't have to just save them from your PlayStation right away.
Now Dragon Ball players have to deal with like infinite block stream from Adult Gohan.
Adult Gohan and Gotenks. Yeah. That's the game.
I actually play Adult Gohan.
I'm sure you do. Oh yeah, you did tell me that. I play Gotenks when I played the game, so I mean.
Yeah. I played Adult Gohan 16 Goku, and I played Goku because I wanted to show people that Goku is fucking like good on a team, you know.
I mean, he's got a beam, so of course he's not bad, but he's not like the best character.
He's got a beam and he's got good damage. Like
he's got a sliding knockdown off any confirm. It's decent. It's just not, you know, super broken. Eat this pressure string for a million years. Like you don't play Yamcha because the assist is just so ridiculous.
I was actually like dabbling with like Yamcha before. Like I was playing like Adult Gohan, Cell, Yamcha, because I can't play Gotenks.
Yeah, it's definitely an S tier team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't touched the game in a while. I played a few casuals at NEC. It was fun to mess around with, but like super dash and certain mechanics in that game just like don't make any sense to me at all. So I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's not for me.
That's why I wasn't even actually holding out hope for an update, because even if they updated it, I know they're not gonna change core things like what defensive super mechanics dash, you have, the super dash, you vanish, reflect. They're not gonna change that stuff. So obviously, like I knew that game was gonna be for me, just like I knew like Marvel Infinite was gonna be for me, you know.
Nah, dude, you have to give it a few months chance, and you have to wait for the patch, just like Noah said, dude.
I'm actually still. I guess, yeah. Like, cause like I can't formulate an opinion like unless I spent half the year.
You're not allowed unless you spend at least 6 months playing the best players, you know. And that's the funny thing.
In a game that I'm not caring about, you know, like.
Yeah, you have to play it at least 6 months, and even if you don't care about the game, your opinion's not valid. Your opinion's not valid, dude.
Maybe I should stop holding out. Maybe I should stop holding out hope for BB Tag too, because that game is like one of the only new games that I don't dislike. You know what I'm saying?
Like, PZ told me to play that shit, and I told everybody in the market.
He's telling everybody to play that. He fucking laughed at me like because I told him that like, oh, Ruby Gordo made the game boring for me, and then I'm like hitting him with like Frank West Dante. And he's like, it's the same shit, Jacob. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the same.
No, it's like there's other characters who have that Frank West shit, like that have like in Marvel 3. There's other characters who have like ambiguous shit. But in that game, Ruby Gord just has way more ambiguous shit than everybody else. Like, so it's like...
Yeah, like, because, like, you know, I kind of did it to myself because I played Ruby Gord, and then, like, everybody else started playing Ruby Gord, and we all started doing the same thing. I was like, man, this ain't no fun. Like, because, like...
You're the one who started it, though, around there, right? So that's your fault.
I know, because, like, I do like Gordo as a character. I play him in Under Night, but, like... The thing about, like, BB Tag, now we're getting to, like, you know, a whole different discussion, but, like, BB Tag, like, I'll just keep it short, right? The thing about BB Tag is, like, there are certain options that I feel like are, like, limiting, or, like, oh, you only, like, need to do this option, or, like, in, like, the games that it came from, like, BB or, like, Under Night, like, I felt like I had more to do with that single character. If they would have given me that, and put, like, another character on top of that, and I could do stuff like that, then, like, I think I would like it better. But because they watered down a lot of inputs and, like, a lot of things that you could do, like, it's fun, but it's not as fun. I keep thinking to myself, there's lost potential, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think that there should just be more
also
interesting shit. Did they ever fix the thing where it's, like, invincible cross, like, the cross-counter shit? Did they ever fix that or no?
Cross-combo?
Yeah, the invincible option. What was it? Like where you did it, where you did the tag and you hold it like it's still invincible. I remember they did that at Evil a lot. Like how your partner is invincible.
Oh, I don't. No, they didn't fix that. No.
Oh, that's fucked up. They definitely should have fixed that shit.
The thing about like the cross combo is like I think it was like a good in concept. I think it was like better than Marvel Infinite, but like. Some characters, especially Ruby Gordo, like they take way too much advantage of that nobody else could do. Like I'm looking at Ruby Gordo, I'm thinking, okay, this is a cheap ass team. This is one of the meta teams, right? Let me see some other ones, and the other ones like are just like not the same, or like they kind of like use the cross combo the same way, but not like Ruby Gord. I'm like, oh, that's it. This is not unique at all, you know, like.
Yeah, I feel that way about the game too. I tried it. I really give it a shot because everyone's telling me it's the most Marvel 3 game that is a Marvel 3. But yeah. I definitely don't feel like it's similar. Like I kind of can see why people are saying that because it's like really hectic.
There's some like things about it that like you kind of like conceptually like it's like similar, right? But yeah, man, like there aren't things like, you know, like air to ground to air confirms, you know, like you're doing this like the scaling is kind of like, why would you do like a hard combo where you could do like a really easy combo and do more damage, you know, like you're calling like the interactions are kind of like the same in that game, like, you know, I could go on, but I'm not trying to talk about that right now because like there's a lot more I could say.
Yeah. But it's just opinion. Like I said, if people enjoy the game, they should play any game that is like, I don't know. I really don't have a problem with any of the games. Like even Infinite, I've kind of found my like piece on it. I don't like it. I don't think it's the perfect game that they make it out to be. But if they want to play it, they can play it. Like that's all.
And yeah, like everybody should just play whatever the fuck they want to play. Like don't let some company tell you what to do. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. You know, like
yeah, of course.
Yeah, you want to support your game, go support your game, dude. Like. You know, like, you know, I'm with it. Like, you know, if people want to keep playing Dragon Ball, they should. I mean, like, I
just wonder if it's gonna end up like Marvel 3, where everyone's like, yeah, we'll still play, and then nobody shows up. Because like that definitely happens in Marvel 3, man. Like where people
dude, that's already happened. Like that's already happened when Dragon Ball was already popular.
I mean, it's worse now though. Like it's probably gonna be worse now.
You know. I mean, I wish that, like, people had better mentalities about these sort of things. Because, like, I'm showing up to stuff, you know? Like, I'm showing up to PZs. I'm showing up to my locals. I'm trying to play, you know? I wasn't even, like, playing BB Tag for months. But, like, I was playing BB Tag at his house because, you know, fuck it, why not? You know, like, I'm already there. But, like, people in our area just don't... I know it's, like, different areas do the same thing, too. But I think especially with DMV, dude, we just kind of suck. We just suck at everything, dude. Like, you know...
nobody plays anymore, right?
Like,
not really. Like, I know, Kyoshin used to play, like, hard, and then...
What, Dragon Ball? No, Hoshi still plays Dragon Ball.
Not Dragon Ball, but, like, games in general. Like, he used to play, like, harder. And, like, a few other people, like, Unknown and shit like that. And, like, you know, for the past games, people cared more. And it just seems like people are getting older, too. That's something we have to understand. Like, the people that were good back then, like us in general, like, people are getting older. We didn't have less time. Like,
they have less time. They have other priorities. But, like, so that you would think the new blood would, like, carry that on and, like, you know, like, have, like, a, you know, like, the same kind of drive. But they don't. That's the problem. Yeah. Like, the new players don't do that shit. Like, here's the thing. Like, even if we were playing the games, right? They're not coming out to, like, play people. When we had Red Bull in DC, all the fucking, like, DMV people played each other. They wouldn't play other guys. They wouldn't play, like, Tokido. They wouldn't play Rob TV. They wouldn't play any of those fucking guys. But they'll play each other.
What's that? Why wouldn't you want to play those guys? Like, I don't understand.
Because DMV is fucking stupid. Because
if you got the chance to play F Champ, or fucking like Prime Chris or some shit, like of course you would play them. Like,
dude, I scouted out Chris G and K-Brad to play Marvel 3 with at Red Bull, you know? Because, like, that's the entire reason I went there. So, because I knew they're going to be there. I knew they do like the game. And if they want to play, they can play me, you know? Like, it's fucking...
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah, I cut out for a second, just Discord being weird. But...
Yeah. I was just saying that, like, you know, like, I scouted them out because, like, you know, I knew that if they liked the game, right? And I knew that, like, if they had time or if they felt like it, they would play me, you know? So, like, I'll fucking go to them, you know? Why? You got all this opportunity in Tekken, Dragon Ball, fucking, well, not Dragon Ball anymore, but, like, Street Fighter, you know? Like, you have all these fucking opportunities to play different people, and you fucking play with the same people you always fucking do, like...
I mean, people like the familiarity. They don't want to feel like they're bad, you know. Like that's the thing. People don't want to feel like they're off at a game, even if they are. Like they don't want to feel like they're worse. Like people. I feel like sometimes people play fighting games to feel like, you know, powerful, even though that's not really why you should play them. Like at least competitively, you shouldn't play them like that, but people do.
Yeah, like, you know, I understand like why people feel that way, but they won't fucking come out and admit it, or like they fucking like they just that's just a bad way, like the bad mentality of way of thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like
It is, but people will never outwardly say it. They'll be like, "Oh, I play the game because I like it."
And so they come back home and then they cry and complain that they're not good at the games, and it's like, gee, I wonder why that is. Maybe because you're not pushing yourself hard enough.
Yeah, the only way to get better is to play better people. Like ultimately, like you can do all the training what shit you want in the world, but you're not playing better people, you're not gonna get better.
Same thing with NEC. Like aside from like some of the boys that I know, right? Nobody's really playing anybody that's different. You know, like I see the same. I try to play
everybody that I could.
Yeah, I see the same people playing the same people, like all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. Like people, like I try to play SACTAP more than anybody because I know I probably won't see him again. They had a Marvel. Like, I might not see him again at a Marvel 3 tournament ever, honestly, because Marvel 3 is at its last. I'm not gonna say it's all doom and gloom. Like obviously we're still all playing shit, but there's no active scene anymore. Like we have to admit that there's no active, like there's not one scene that's actively playing Marvel 3 every week like it used to be. So in my mind, the era of Marvel 3 being played like all the time, it's gonna get less and less and less people. And eventually it's gonna stop, which is fine. Like, that's gonna happen to any game. But I'm just preparing myself for that by trying to play everybody I can before it happens.
Well, this is why
I would tell everybody to do the same thing, like SACTAP and like try to play everybody you can while it's still here, because eventually, like, it's done.
I kind of regret that I didn't get to play SACTAP at all. I didn't have time or something, because I was already playing with other people.
Yeah, definitely should have. Maybe if you can get yourself to a West Coast event, maybe before the game is like,
That's gonna be hard for me to do. Like,
West Coast sure, but that's probably on my last few things to do for the games, to go out to one. I definitely want to play more. Go to the West Coast.
I mean, for me, like, I'm gonna like play until my heart stops, So like, I'm gonna. This is why like I keep like doing this whole thing, like recording everything that I play, and like recording like all these games, because they need to be archived. It deserves to be archived, like.
It does, but like I'm not, like I said, I'm not like super doom and gloom. I'm just saying like it's gonna be like Marvel 2 eventually, where
I got you.
There's like 20 people that are like playing hard, and they'll all still love the game, but like when it's down to 20 people, you eventually like get tired of it. I don't know how to say it. Like you're gonna get tired of playing the same people all the time. Like it's gonna be like you're gonna remember what it used to be like, and it's gonna be like kind of sad, not in a bad way, but it's just like you're gonna remember like when everyone was playing and shit, and it's just like that's how I feel about the game now.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not in a negative way, but I'm just like I miss when everyone was trying to get better. Like everyone tried to push each other, and it's just like,
I wish I could turn back the clock too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like I just wish I traveled sooner, played more people, but time goes on. You just play as many as you can.
I couldn't travel till like 2016.
Yeah, same. Like I started traveling in like 2014. I got to play a lot of people and everything. Like that's when the game was like super huge. Like for me, when I go back and I like think about how it used to be, it's just like it's crazy how many people stopped playing. And then like Champ started to come back, and I really wish he would just push people to play the game. Like if him and like Ray and like a few other people like really said, "Oh, we really like this game, and we're gonna start running and we're gonna start playing consistently again."
Yeah, I mean, look at what K-Brad did. Like he said he's gonna run a tournament, and he did it, and then people showed up for it. Like,
yeah,
that was nice.
It's just we need more people like him. People that like follow through, say they like the game more. Say their honest opinion. If you don't like the game more than Infinite, sure. But if you do, then just fucking play the game and get people to play it. Like, especially Chris, like, because Chris did not like Infinite. We all know that. Like, he played it, but he actively, like, on Facebook and everywhere, he was actively like saying that this game was bad. And but yeah, he never really supported 3 like that either. Like, he'll enter it, but he doesn't like he says when's Marvel and shit like that, but he doesn't like try to get people to play. When he that shit, he like will say, "Oh, why would I put that over DBZ or SF?" And well, like, I get he's like a sponsored player, but like
the thing is, like you really just can't count on like certain people. You know what I'm saying? To like do this.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry to say, like I'm not trying to call their like love of the game into question. Because I'm sure they love the game, right? But maybe they have other priorities. Sometimes they get tired out at the end of the day, and we don't see them like the fucking like end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. Like, but it is fucking like sad that like people say they love the game and they can't really do much about it. It's just like,
yeah,
like I mean I'm trying to like plan something too, because like I'm thinking about like like when I get some money together, like I can try like host.
Or like when Ray when Ray made that post on Twitter where he's like, oh, thinking about doing something good for the Marvel 3 community.
Yeah.
Leave your tag and your name here if you would like show up, and like a bunch of people did, like a lot of.
Hello.
Like I'm not like trying to call him out or anything, but it's like. We were all counting, like, because he was playing it, like, religiously again. Like, he was going back. He was playing it, like, a lot. And then he just stopped. And it's just like, well, what happened?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to, like, like, fucking, like, like, be like, oh, like, you're the reason why this is happening to our game, yada, yada, Like,
no, I'm not blaming him. Yeah. But it's like, we were all kind of, like, looking forward to that, I think. Like, it wasn't just me. There was a lot of people that were talking about it.
Fucking Hobby did that.
He's like a figure act.
Fucking Hobby Baby did that shit too. Like I was like really trying to like wanting to go to that, but like he never mentioned anything about it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad news then, like. Yeah,
and like Remora flew out there, and like
kind of doesn't help that like didn't help that like Bum didn't like lend a hand at all, like, and I'm not trying to like say too many bad things about Bum, but like he
does a lot for the community. It's good, like. He tries, but, not everyone can get everything right every time, of course.
And there is kind of a clear bias there, too, for, like, Infinite. I'm just going to say, so.
Yeah, there definitely is. But.
Yeah, Yoshi's right, though. We can't really depend on the old guard for this. Like, that's why I'm not trying to say, oh.
Yeah, nobody's going to listen to the new people. That's the thing. Like, I hate to say it like that, but no one's. Like
it's fucking stupid though, like, cause like you can't depend on the old guard too long,
because one of us, that's why.
I mean, that's
like they want to hear it. They want to hear it from them, the people that made the game popular. And I'm not saying that like they made the game, but they kind of did. Like people know Champ, like people know Chris, like these like Justin, like if they spoke up, people would show up just because it's them. I shouldn't be like that. But we all know that's how it is.
Like, it's why I tell people, like, I try, I really try my best, I really do. I'm not even trying to say, oh, I'm the guy, to do everything, right? But I'm trying my best here, I'm trying, like, to come out to stuff, like bring my setup all the time, I run the Discord, I tried doing online tournaments, didn't work out, I tried entering online tournaments, didn't work out, I'll go to Philly, like, every once in a while to, like, bring the game over, and then people will come out, but they won't fucking do anything unless either I show up or Stan Lee fucking dies, like... Fucking,
that's fucked.
I'm just saying, like, like, yeah, it's great that they're doing it.
You brought the game every week to our spot at BP. Nobody showed up. There was two other people that played. It was Ram and somebody else, and like everyone was talking about how they would want to play on the Facebook group and shit. And I can tag it, like I can screenshot
exactly. People always say
talks about how much they want to play, but then when it comes time to play,
people always say they want to. Yeah, people were saying we want to do a revival, and I was fucking hyped for that shit. But nobody fucking wants to like do anything, and it sucks. And it's just like you can't just depend on like me or like K-Brad or like Ray or Chris or Champ to fucking do it. Yeah, you gotta get off your fucking ass and do it.
For the revival to happen, it would take everybody. But nobody wants to do the work. They'd rather just play a game that's already popular, even if they don't like the game more, because that requires them to do less work.
Makes me infuriated.
It's the same reason why we play on PS4. It's the truth. I'm gonna call everybody out that fucking said this shit. I'm not even gonna like hold back. The people that said PS4 are better were TOs who didn't actually play the game or played the game with characters who weren't affected as much as other characters. So they said it was fine. 100%. Everyone at NEC, you were there in the room when we said this. It is a worse version in every way. It is terrible that we're stuck with this shit, but we are.
It's like here when it came out, I too was one of those people who were like, I don't see any difference, guys, because like my team didn't get hit that hard, but it still got hit, and it got hit enough for me to like drop combos in tournament, and then make me realize, okay, yeah, like there's something wrong here.
Yeah, they're definitely. Like, there's just huge differences. And we should have waited for even if you like the PS4 version more, we should have waited for the display lag video to come out to show what the input lag
we definitely jumped the gun. I truly regret jumping the gun on that.
Yeah, Angelic and TOs that pushed that shit on us. I actively blame them for the reason why the scene is the way it is now. Because, like, Cloud and a few people that would have kept playing, a lot of people that would play, they refuse to play on PS4. They will not do it. There's a lot of people like that because they know it's the worst version. It's like how they're like purists. They're not gonna play on a version that's worse. And I kind of felt that way for a long time too. That's why I stopped playing, because I was like, why am I gonna play on a version that I know I can lose and it's not my fault?
It's just like for me, like, you know, it was either that or I don't play the game at all, and I love the game too much for that. And it's just like even now, I will suck it up and play on PS4 just so we get a number of people to actually hook up their shit and play. You know,
I'm doing it too, but I definitely think it is the worst thing like the Marvel community ever decided on, by far.
Yeah,
like more than not, like I would rather not get into Evo and stay on 360 than like change to Evo and then fucking be on PS4, because like tournaments have been dramatically affected by this shit. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Evo Grand Finals, where Chris is talking to Ryan at the end about like how it didn't kill Phoenix like before the fifth bar, but he's saying that a snap didn't come out. I asked Ryan about that, and that's because of the input delay. Like during the fucking flash, it affects like as Phoenix especially. Phoenix got inherently buffed by that shit. Like her super becomes like unextractable. Her flash post flash becomes unsnappable. Things like that. Like it just super stupid shit that's just like super annoying, that shouldn't be in the game, that wasn't in the game,
and it should have been fixed too. Like they should have been on that shit. Ugh.
But I mean, this is what we're stuck with now. Like, and I'm not even like super hating, but like when you do Astral and fucking Sugemu at the same time, and you don't like realize, wait, it's lagging compared to 360. I have no restraint in saying that the people that decided this shit didn't really check before they decided, oh, PS4 is fine. Like, they literally just picked their team, they did their combos, and because they could do their combos, they said it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't actually like try anything in neutral. Like, because if you did the Phoenix Super and like tried to X Factor, you'd be able to tell right away. Or anything, like any tight situation, like any up close super and try to X Factor it, like it just doesn't let you sometimes.
I remember like my boy Mike Walrus, like he's a Tron player from Philly, and he told me that certain combos don't work with Tron anymore.
Yeah, they don't, because I think like because of her hit stop animations and certain things, that the game just won't let your next move come out sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like, you know. Yeah, thinking about it, like it's really kind of shitty that we are still on PS4. But
like I told everybody, I said it and said it and said it and said it and said it, and people just assumed that I was being a baby about it. Like I can play on either console. Like I don't care that much like about it. Like, but for Cloud to stop playing, for a lot of people to stop playing, it makes me sad. That's what makes me sad about it. Like I can suck it up. I'll play on it if I have to, because I still like the game. But I'm like sick of it because like a lot of people quit.
Let me see here. So Yoshi just posted like the input lag and stability for each game here.
Yeah, PS4 is a large part of the problem for sure. I'm not saying it's not, but like we already had a version that was better.
Dude,
that was, like,
PS4.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say here, PS4 is just a fucking shit console for fighting games in general.
For fighting games, yeah.
Like. For just for regular gaming, like it's already kind of like
it's really
iffy.
Good. Yeah,
but like for fighting games, like it's fucking trash to me.
But nobody was gonna play it on Xbox One, dude. After Xbox One and shit.
Yeah.
Like Xbox One's DRM shit and all that garbage. Like at first, like this
thing is,
launch
like
was so bad.
If they had like made Xbox One standard for Marvel 3. You know, like if they decide to just fucking buy all the Xbox Ones and play it on there, I would have gotten I had my converter for free for PS4, right? Because I got it from a friend. I would have gone and purchased my own Xbox One converter just to play, you know, still. But like, yeah, we just moved to PS4, and
Xbox One was better, but like the problem was Street Fighter came out for PS4, man. That's the big decider. Like when Street Fighter was PS4 only.
Street Fighter, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was it. I don't think so.
What's that?
I'm not sure though. Do Xbox? Yeah, it's Xbox 360.
Oh no, they don't. They don't unless you have a converter. So. Yeah. That's the thing that Sony gets right is like peripherals work. You know. Actually, I don't know if PS3 works on PS4.
No, it doesn't. I don't think.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't work actually. Yeah. It's pretty whack. I love 360 controllers though. That's why I still
love
play
360 in general. And there's just There's some weird shit on 360 too. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, hey, that's the best version anyway. Like
it's the best. It's still the best version. It's better than PC. People will try to argue that PC is better than 360. It's not.
I thought it was like the same.
It's not.
Very similar. It's not.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a PC?
The happy birthday situations when you hit certain characters, it changes up the speed, and it's not just my PC either. We tried EVs, we tried other people's, and like every situation, and like there's very specific situations like that just changes. And like I said, I was gonna outlaw in a video, and I know I said that shit, but like I don't have the time or the energy anymore, like for the game, because even if I prove that it's worse, no one's gonna fucking care.
You know, like I think I'll just take your word on it. You know.
I mean, like you know that I showed you the sequences of PS4, like when we were doing that shit, like how your inputs were getting eaten and mine were getting eaten. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I definitely know like what I'm saying.
I could definitely tell where they're getting. Yeah, like.
Yeah, so it's not like people assume I'm just making this shit up, but you played with me and like you saw I pointed out when it happened, and it happened every time, right? So it's like, I know what I'm saying.
So the thing is though, even with like the people who quit because of PS4. We still have like a lot of people like who do play on PS4. We have a lot of people like I see people coming in like they're trying to pick up the game. I see people who were picking up the game at the time because it was on PS4 and they're still around. Like we could still. I am still willing to play on PS4 even after all that's been said by now, right? I'm still willing to play on PS4, but people have to actually just put in the work. Take out the system, like bring it to fucking events, host tournaments for it. Like I do it like every monthly as Xanadu. I haven't even been able to do it as Xanadu now lately because not enough people are actually showing up. I'll do a 5-man tournament, a round robin, but I don't even get 5 people sometimes. I'm lucky to get 5 people.
Yeah, we don't even get 4 people, dude. So don't feel bad. I don't even show up to locals anymore. There's no point.
The only reason I'm showing up to locals is because like I'll play Marvel 2 with some people, and I
just go over to EVs or some shit. We'll play. Like everyone else here, I don't want to play with. Because they don't want to play. Mm-hmm. And then if I do play them and shit, like they just complain and like so I'm like I'm not gonna deal with it no more. That was a problem with Marvel 3 even at the end too, like the complaining, the whining about characters and shit, dude.
The whining especially about here, Virgil like, in 2018, like. Yeah,
man, like it's bullshit. But the game's been out for like. Almost 8 years now, 7 years. Like it's time to stop. Like if you're playing like Tron, Shenko, fucking Arthur, like Arthur, like Skrull, like whatever random ass team you want to play because you like the characters.
Yeah, Tron, Skrull, Arthur could still work too. Like
it still could. You're not. But you can't bitch about top tier.
Yeah.
Like you can say, oh wow, that's stupid, but you can't actively like. You really shouldn't actively like complain about losing to someone because of their characters.
Every time I hear somebody like bitch about Doom, it makes me want to slit my wrist.
Yeah.
It's just like shit. I've gotten people complaining about Dante to me before.
Who the fuck was complaining about Dante? It's like
fucking Dante. I remember I went to a con one time.
Who was that?
I went to a con one time.
At a con. All right, that makes sense.
And I brought my setup over, and then like I played with some guy. And I beat him convincingly, and he was like, because he was like playing me, and he was like, I feel like the only people who play Dante online are assholes. And he said that to me to my face.
What did he say? What was your response to that amazing comment?
I forgot what I said because I was so baffled by it.
I don't even know what I would say if somebody said that shit. I'd just be like, well, like, okay, have a nice day, I guess. Like, fuck, like, I guess I'm an asshole.
Like, does he assume that I don't play online or something? Does he not think that maybe I do play online sometimes? Like,
yeah, I think he was assuming you did because you were beating up on him, like with Dante. Like, maybe.
I don't know. This happened at another con this year where like I was playing Marvel 2 with somebody, right? And like he played like some fucking Wolverine like Surfbot shit, right? And
yeah,
I played Cable, Sentinel, and
oh god,
I didn't play Commando. That's my main, right? I didn't play Commando.
You played Cyclops?
I played Guile.
Oh, okay.
And all they did was fucking like shoot him, and like I killed his first character. I was in the process of killing his second character, and he lets go of his stick. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, like, he told me, right? They always tell you, I'm not good at this game, you know? And I told him, oh, yeah, I'm not good at this game either, don't worry. Which I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't lie. I know stuff about the game. I know well enough to play confidently, but I'm not good at the game. Okay? Let me make that clear, you know? So I did not actually technically lie, right? But I fucking whooped his ass. And he fucking, like, let's go to stick, and he told me to my face, you know, it's bad form to be a cock-sucking liar. And he walked away.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He called me a cock-sucking liar, and he walked away. And I was too busy laughing to fucking say anything.
Bro, I don't know what I would say. There was a time with this whole Kagger that showed up. He only played in a tournament once here, but I hit him with the Dante Infinite.
Oh,
and he literally
He what? He unplugged the stick, right? You're breaking up again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You unplugged the stick.
I hit him with the Dante Infinite, and I'm just staring at the screen. He's like, I can see him at the fucking corner of my eye, like staring at me though. Like this dude is fucking like glaring at me, and then he just unplugs his stick. And, like, he walks out, and I never saw that guy again. Some real shit.
Oh, man. I remember, like, I'm definitely flexing, right? But, like, I was playing Dragon Ball, right? And I was playing, like, these guys who, they're new. I guess they were playing online. They decided to show up to their local, right? And I'm playing, and I'm fucking streaking on them, and... Like, my boy, Nick, who plays BlazBlue. Shoutouts to AM Graph, the best Terumi player in the DMV. In all of BlazBlue, actually. Well, second best.
All of BlazBlue?
Second best. Second best, yeah. I think he's the second or third best. He's definitely the second best in, like, the U.S., in my opinion. But anyway, like, he was talking to me. We're having a fucking conversation. Now, I'm like, looking at him while I'm doing the combos and shit.
Yeah.
and they're just, and I can hear it, like the other guys, like boys going like, man, he's not even paying attention. Like, I'm definitely flexing on them at this point. Like, it's definitely one of those points where like I am fucking feeling like, you know, like feeling myself.
Get that shit, yeah, I get it.
In a game that I don't even play anymore.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, at least you're seeing like tries, I guess. Like people sometimes show up. You have more people than I do. Like.
I don't know. I feel like
at least you have 5 people.
I feel like our scene doesn't really try actually, but maybe your scene is worse than mine. It sounds like it's worse than mine.
They only care about Street Fighter here, man. No other game.
At least people are playing Soul Calibur here. At least there are there are actually people who want to play Soul Calibur around here, and Tekken, as well as Street Fighter, but you know.
It's all Street Fighter here. Like that's the only game that gets any numbers at all.
Damn. Have you ever tried playing that game?
No, I'm not playing that shit, dude.
Have you tried like hopping on it now?
No, I'm not playing that shit, dude. Fluctuating input lag and get that shit out of my face.
Well, to be fair, like they did reduce the input lag finally.
No, the input lag, but it still has fluctuating like lag when you start up the game. It changes how much lag it has. That's wild. I'm never playing a game, but when I turn on the game, it can affect how I play. I'm sorry, but I'm good.
But they should just turn on the game and leave it forever on, and then that's the new standard.
You have to use a timer to pick the perfect time when you turn on the game, so you know how much lag there is, so you can time your meaties properly.
Yeah, the game is not very well designed at all.
I mean, that could be a problem with PS4, but they also use I think they use I think the engine they use was an unupdated version or something like that. But they use an unupdated version of it too, from what I heard. When they originally made it or some shit. That was what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but
so then nobody plays Tekken there. Nobody plays Guilty Gear there, because I might even start going back to Guilty Gear a little bit. So they don't they don't play it over there.
Nope. I mean, they play a little bit of BlazBlue, but BB Tag, no. Oh. BB Tag is completely dead. Tekken, there's a few people, but mostly dead. Like, I'm talking about, when I say a few people, I mean, 4 or 5. It's not, that's it. Yeah. Street Fighter is the only game that gets 20+.
Yeah, like BB Tag, it was like it's kind of like fucking going down the tubes over here too. I remember like that game was popping for a while, and then people stopped playing it.
That game died like after a week here, man. Some guy played Ruby Gordon. People were like, "Fuck this shit." Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Yeah, even that game is like the most enjoyable of the new ones for me.
I've never really given it a fair chance. I tried Dragon Ball because I thought that was going to be the big thing. But I just...
Well, like, you were right for a little while, and then Toei happened.
And then Toei was like, fucking Jiren just hit him. I was like, nah, you guys don't get to have this.
The fucking Toei came in with the Hakai and fucking...
Yeah, fucking disappear.
Dissolve that shit like Thanos.
You know when he killed Kid Buu? I hope you get reborn as something better. That's what happened to Dragon Ball.
I hope it does get reborn as something better. I hope this is just them saying we're gonna like hold us out until Dragon Ball FighterZ 2.
TVFZ 2. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens.
Here are the new mechanics. Push blocking. No,
that'd be amazing. That game would take way too long with push blocking though. Like they would have to change a lot to make push blocking work in that game.
No more super dashes. Fucking like.
Please.
I don't know, like I don't know what they're doing. Like I don't even like.
You know why Super Dash is in the game, right?
Yeah, I know why Super Dash is in the game for sure. Yeah.
It's because people can't casuals can't instant air dash, man. They don't know how to fucking dash.
Instant air dashing is so easy in that game in the first.
Of course it is. Yeah, of course it is, but that's not the point. Like the point is, okay, I can't catch you, but I have this shit that flies through majority of all projectiles. And it tracks, and so if you try to avoid it, I'm still gonna come for you. Like that makes casuals like feel like they have a chance.
I mean, like, this is getting to some like fucking salt territory, but they kind of do, like, because of that shit. Because like it fucking doesn't work for them.
It's the same with Street Fighter, man. I don't care what anyone says. You know, like that game definitely reduced skill by a lot. Like even compared to 4, I didn't think 4 was a good game or that skillful of a game, but. Like the people that used to dominate, straight up destroy like the games like previous.
I won't say that like
they're losing to people that are randoms. Like somebody in my scene beat like Bonchan lost to somebody like no, it wasn't Bonchan. Who was it? But it was some Japanese player lost to somebody here. And he was like a top player. Like it was what was it? It was Momochi or some shit like that. He lost in pools.
I don't think.
And it's like people that would never have a chance against them in other games. Like never, ever have a chance in other games.
I'm not gonna outright say that these games don't take skill because how dare I?
It just feels like less.
How dare I say that, right? But it's just like there are certain things with these games that kind of like give like a crutch to like people who may not be
beginners
at skill, right? Or like like even with Street Fighter 4, like you say you don't think it's a great game. But I mean, it's not my favorite game either. But back in the day, like watching high level Street Fighter 4 to me,
super high level was very fun to watch.
Was really fun to watch, and no two players look the same. Street Fighter 5, I don't get that. Like it looks the same as in mid level play, kind of.
Yeah, every Guile looks like they play the same way.
It's funny because I play Guile. I know exactly what you're talking about. So
yeah, like it feels like it's exactly the exact same setups because the setups that you guys all use are all the best ones. So of course you're gonna use those. But like in SF4, there was a lot more.
There's a
lot more versatility.
There's a difference between two Guile players who can do FADC into Ultra 2 and those who can't. There's a huge difference.
It's just like that's another thing about these games. Execution doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, like that's what they're trying to do with every new game. Every game from here on out will have no execution barrier. I'm saying it now.
That's kind of makes me like what makes me just like not really like I don't know. It's kind of I'm gonna say it like it's kind of killing like these games for me. Like I know people want to tell me
the Grand Blue is gonna be like that too. Everyone's hyped for Grand Blue, but then they're gonna realize when they touch that game that shit's gonna be baby's first fighter.
They tell me they tell you that like 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 that shit shouldn't matter, the execution, it should be just about like
no it does matter. Like what like just because I enjoy a different part of the game than you do doesn't mean that like you should rip it away because you can't do it. That's stupid. Like you should like because casuals aren't gonna like if casuals aren't bothered to learn a DP, what makes you think they're gonna bother to learn how to play neutral?
I agree. Like
it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't add up. They're like, oh, by doing this, we'll get more people to keep on playing. But even if even if you change DPS to down or whatever the fuck you change it, I'm still gonna fireball DP somebody every time that doesn't know better.
The thing that I'm getting at is like, even like if that's true, right? And you're saying that the people are saying like the top players are still gonna be the top players and they're still gonna do well. Then what was the point of making it easy in the first place? Now you're just making it easier for them to fucking win, and maybe you're making it easier for like worst players to win too. But then it's just like nothing really changes that much, you know.
And like top players that spend like 15, 20 years refining their craft in the games. Mm-hmm. And like people like Sako. Sako was always known for his amazing execution and shit like that.
I love Sako.
You're taking away an aspect that he refined for like 20 plus years because it's too hard for people to do. That's what you're saying. You're saying it's okay to take away a skill that he refined for like 20 years because other people can't do it.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel for the melee guys sometimes, because like they're just like, you know, they get picked on because wave dashing, L canceling. You guys you don't like these Smash games because they don't have that. But you know, that's a good reason, because like, you know, these
if it feels good to do and you like doing it,
these mechanics are in the game for like the better players to learn and fucking like, you know, like hone the craft in. If you're a casual player, that's not going to matter to you. But because like, you know, you're a casual player, the developers are going to make it like they're going to take that stuff away to make you feel good about yourself. But then why do the players who actually do care to get better have to get punished for that?
I don't like it when like making a game easier takes away options too. Like SF5 definitely did that. Like a lot of games, like Tekken's like a good balance. Like they made it easier, but it's not like super like dumbed down to the point where like execution doesn't matter.
See, I know like people who listen to this are gonna be like, oh, well, Marvel 3, Street Fighter 4, they did the same thing. Yeah, but like they made some things easier, but other things harder. We just got through saying how some people actually think that Marvel 3 is actually harder.
Chris Schmidt was top 5 in Marvel 2. He said that shit. He said to get into Marvel 3. To be like confident, it takes more. You have to learn more. Like that's the truth. That's what he said.
But I don't even think. Well, you know, it's easy for me to say Marvel 3 is easier than Marvel 2 overall. But actually,
it is easier overall. But for a brand new player, because you have to remember we had years, years to like get this shit down. But for a brand new player trying to learn how to plank and do all this shit, it's hard, man. And then turnaround glitch. Because like in that game, you just turn around and shit. Like having to like turn around with play characters, that shit's fucking hard in the moment.
There are like other aspects for like Marvel 3 that's just as hard, if not harder. That I feel like same thing with like. I
mean, we have one frame fucking like theoretically, if somebody was good enough to do it, we have one frame combos that are touch of death without meters. So like, if you're gonna argue that execution, like you have Morgan on TAC.
I mean, I think it's the same thing with Street Fighter 4 too, because like you know there are things in that game that were like legitimately hard, at least for me, because I was never good at one frame links, you know. But like,
well, you play on pad too, so you can really plank right, like on that as easily.
I mean, like it's funny that you say that because like me playing on pad is only for Marvel 3. Everything else I play on stick.
Okay.
I'm weird like that, you know. But like,
let me plug the hitbox real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
I was playing on hitbox too. It just doesn't work on my desktop, so
I don't know.
I don't really use it. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, like these like newer games, like they're kind of taking all that shit away, and like it just, to me, it's less fun now because like
I feel the same way.
It's the same thing with BB Tag. I'm playing it, I'm like, man, this game is fun. It can be so much better, but like because they took this execution barrier away, because they took like so many options I'm used to having with these characters away, and not giving them other ones, people say they gave them other ones, but like it's not good enough for me. I don't know, like.
Me either. I don't like that certain things are only tied to the auto combo string too. Like that's a lot of games.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's a ton of games. Like DBZ did that shit too, where a lot of good normals are tied to auto combo. And I'm like, this shit's gross.
At least like fucking like BB Tag doesn't make auto combo whiff. You know what I'm saying? Like
it should not turn around on whiff. That shit's stupid.
Like you know how like Cell does his fucking like AA or BB and shit, and like he gets the fucking like straight hit.
The grab, yeah.
And he fucking like combos off of that shit.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, fucking like Bardock does A neutral and fucking like he gets a hit and he gets the combo.
That's a man's character, man. The AAA.
There's a fucking lore, dude. Like fucking 5A, 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 5A.
That's definitely the Julian of the game right there.
Oh man, like he does say he plays Dragon Ball. I don't know if he plays anymore, but
I mean, maybe Julian will actually be able to like not go into in that game.
Do you know what's surprising? I mean, probably not. But do you know what's surprising though? I saw an upload from Jacko Man. It was a first attempt between him and Jay Assassin in fucking Marvel Infinite.
What? He says he hates that game though.
I mean, the video is right there. His proof is in the pudding, and like he sucks at that game too. Hold on a second. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, like. Oh, I think I gotta cut this short now, cause like.
No, we can wrap it up right here. Anyway, I was about to say something.
Yeah, cause like I gotta go eat dinner now, and even though it's a fucking late ass dinner. And I gotta go.
11 o'clock dinner.
Yeah, I also gotta go talk to my my team about something. You know my team, Untamed Gaming, right?
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah. That's cool. What are they about? Like, I didn't even realize you were with a team or anything.
So like, it's DJ Vesta's team, and Jackoman and Senior Taxi are on it too. Yeah, we're just like a gaming team. They're trying to make it like a Marvel centric team. I mean, I keep telling them they need to branch out to other stuff if they really, really want to do esports. Because like fighting games, it ain't it, chief. It just ain't it. Especially.
I mean, if you're trying to make money on a team, it ain't gonna come from fighting games, bro. Sorry, that's just the truth.
I mean, like I'm happy.
I wish I wasn't like that, but you know.
I'm happy to be part of a team, but like like if they want to make it like an esports team, they gotta start making changes. But with that being said, yeah, thanks for talking with me, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good night. Hopefully we can get Remora and Evie to send those pictures.
I wanna like do these talks more often too. Maybe it'd be like it could be post major talks. It could be like whenever it's relevant that we feel like we need to get a talk in. Because I want to start doing these now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Catch you later.
Yeah. Peace out, dude. All right, guys. That'll be it for tonight. Yeah, sorry, I gotta go so soon. But like, I got some stuff I need to do now, and I need to be in a meeting soon. So yeah, this has been a good talk, and I want to do this again some other time. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good night.